House Radio Show, and here is your host, Carlo Bellerio.
Yeah, woo! Thank you, Mr. Veneer. He is the quintessential sidekick.
Gambini?
Yeah, Gambini, yeah.
What was that song? Was that from the Carpenters' Unfinished album?
Yes, it was.
That was awesome, man.
Karen Carpenter's greatest hits. But I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We have a really, really great show for you. We have two very special in-studio guests, and I'm meeting them both for the first time, and they are...
So how do you know they're special then?
I get the vibe.
Autistic.
You know? I'm what they call a sensitive. You know, I get that feeling.
Yeah, you're sensitive, all right.
Yeah. We have two very special in-studio guests, and they're impressive in their own ways. Joining us tonight live in the studio, to my left, seated next to the very lovely Gisela Bella, Mr. Artie Hoffman. He is a master-level psychic.
He owns the ice cream
spiritual-
place in Point Pleasant, right?
Yeah. How'd you guess?
Oh, Hoffman's, yes.
Yeah, he's a spiritual advisor, life coach, and now author of his very own book called Angels and Answers. And
Cool.
he's been doing this for 2 decades, and we couldn't be more honored to have him on, and we're going to talk to him. And also joining us to my right, next to the very average-looking Tim Eli.
Fangula tutto guana baldone, okay?
All of a sudden he turned Italian. What happened?
Mrs. Lisa Ciavola, and she is the founder of Nicolette's Dream, and it's a tremendous organization, and we're going to jump in and find out more about that. So we got a great show for you lined up. Tonight's show is sponsored by Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. Be a trendsetter and start shopping at Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. Dare to be different. Nothing says you're special like a unique gift from Gisela Bella's Unique Boutique. I guarantee your gift will be the one they pass around at the party. It must be a joint then if you're giving it.
It's a clean joint that they live in, yes.
Making you feel good to give. Made to order items available upon request, customized shirts, mugs, home decor. If you can dream it, Gisela can make it. Visit her website at GiselaBella.com and use the promotional code Animal House Radio Show and save 20% off your purchase of $49.99 or more.
Or more.
What's that called again?
Motions, CIL.
Motions.cil, Center for... No, I'm sorry, that was last week. Okay.
Say hi to Julia Angelina from Australia.
She's one of our biggest fans.
Australia.
She's from down under.
We like girls that are down under.
I'm pretty big down on you, actually.
She's getting her kids ready for school.
Yeah, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. And
It's also going into fall.
yeah.
What, has she got bad legs?
No, it's the opposite.
She
She's
actually
walker.
has sexy legs.
Hey, this just in. My second wife, the broom rider,
Yeah.
she is starting her own social media network. She calls it Two-Face Notebook.
Very nice.
All right, Tim will be here all week, folks. 2 shows, 7 and 9.
Dad and I'm homeless.
And he's homeless.
I wanted a couple of announcements before we get started. We had a very special guest on tonight, but he had to reschedule. Anson Williams, who you remember from the TV show Happy Days, who's been on the show with us before. He's a great friend of the show. And he had something, a personal emergency, but we will reschedule with him down the road.
I want to tell you, his product that him and his uncle invented, Alert Drops.
His
Stuff
uncle
is great.
His uncle was the guy who invented the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah, it was his uncle, yeah.
And he invented this product called AlertDrops.com. It's basically lemon and water, and
Yeah,
you
it's a
spray
citrus
it on
spray.
your tongue,
Right.
Wakes you right up.
and it keeps you up for like 45 minutes. It prevents you from falling asleep behind the wheel.
got
Yeah.
And the product works.
It works really well.
Yeah. So and Paul used, especially us as comedians, we're always traveling at odd hours, and it really, really, really.
I do
helps.
it even when I'm wide awake, I do it. Because I like the taste.
Well, what's the emergency? What, his mouth in the hospital or something?
You're the kind of guy to carry a stun gun and just stun yourself. 'Cause I like the way you feel. You're like
It's a rush. It really is.
He's like that doctor on Cannonball Run. Does that taste good? I don't know. Never tried.
What was that, Jackie
I listen to
Lamb?
meditation music to wake up.
Yeah, we're driving home from Baltimore from a gig. It's a quarter to dead in the morning, and Paul puts on this station. I'm half asleep. I go, "What is that?" He goes, "It's meditation music." You're really listening to meditation music
Wakes
while
me
you're
up.
driving? You're the only one I know. It's like opposite.
It wakes me up. Just like I eat ice cream in the winter. Same
That's
thing.
funny.
Same thing.
I want to wish a happy birthday to Bobby Gonzo.
Hey, Bobby!
Guns.
And Steve Keller and Ripped, who is a good friend of the show. He's the house band for the Animal House Radio Show, Ripped. And LA Guns, April 9th at Debonair Music Hall in Teaneck this Tuesday. Get your tickets. Great show. They kicked ass at Starland Ballroom the other night, so definitely check it out.
Cool.
Also, I want to thank Ryan Weber and Robert Bruce. We had a tremendous time at HorrorCon. Dante and the kids, they got to meet Chris Jericho. They were over the moon. They got to meet Ashley Massaro. She signed a little card for him, and he was carrying her around the house. So I took it. I go, Dante, let me see. And it was like, she's a really attractive woman with built in
She's
all the right.
beautiful,
Yeah.
What does that mean when you go like that?
She's built in all, and
That's
she's,
good for radio. So
she,
no-
she gave Dante a free trading card, and she signed it. So I took it. I said, "Don, let me see." And I started going like this to him. And he goes, "Stop it!" I got a little nervous. He's so cute. But they got to meet Chris Jericho, and I got to meet Leah Thompson from Back to the Future. So
I
it
didn't
was-
say hi to Richard Grieco, but it was nice to see him.
Yeah, she didn't want to go over with him. She goes, "I might get excited."
Why?
I don't know.
She's not into that. The whole
Yeah.
meeting.
So what the hell you
people.
go
She
for?
She goes,
I go to support him.
and the kids.
Support him.
You know.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, she. You know.
I don't really.
He doesn't need a support. He wears a cup.
Yeah.
To me, they're just people like you and me.
And we got to meet. I got to see Shannon Elizabeth, who's been on the show. She
Right.
said hello, and I met Zach Galligan from Gremlins, and
I remember him from his island, too.
yeah, who else? Did I
Island.
You didn't feed him after 12, did you?
No,
Okay.
he was kind of dry toast, but he was nice. I'm not going to
Dry
say.
toast.
Yeah.
Didn't bring butter?
Who else did I see there, Joe?
Dry toast.
No, I have no idea.
Leah Thompson, Shannon Elizabeth.
There was a guy at the front
Basically
door
it.
checking tickets.
Yeah, no, well, we had the press pass. 'cause
We saw the
Ryan-
little guy, the short guy. That's
That narrows
from
it
one of
down, the
the
short guy.
horror films.
Oh, he does the Leprechaun. Lyndon,
Yeah, the Leprechaun.
His name is Lyndon
Thank you.
Porco. I
Lyndon
swear to God,
Weird
Mark,
name.
that's his name. P-O-R-C-O.
I had no idea who he was. He's like, hey, and I go, hey, and he's like,
Happy St.
and I
Patrick's
got
Day.
excited. I don't know, he's just a little guy. I was
Hey,
like,
can I
"Hey."
borrow a couple bucks?
Then
No,
when
I'm
I
a
go
little
home,
short
I'm
this
like,
week.
oh, he was in the Leprechaun.
While we wait for James Gordioso to call in, he's promoting a movie real quick. Let's start with Lisa to my right. Lisa Ciavola from she hails from the fighting city of Staten Island, and she's got a tremendous organization called Nicolette's Dream. Lisa, thank you for coming along.
And by the way, Staten Island
Thank
has
you
the
for
best
having
pizza.
me. Yes, they do.
Yes,
Yes.
Mona
where do you
Lisa.
go to Mona Lisa?
I like Mona Lisa, but not everybody.
No,
likes
I
Mona
don't.
Lisa.
That's not
Which
one of
one
my
you like?
favorites.
Where do you get your pizza?
It's a lot of
New
good ones.
Jersey.
Don't say
Danino's has
Domino.
the best pizza.
Which
Where
one?
you go?
Danino's. has the
Danino's?
best-
Daninos,
Danino,
yeah.
okay.
They were in Bricktown. It used to be good. Now it's not good. They
Yeah.
changed the recipe or something. Something went wrong. But yeah, Daninos.
Probably the water.
So,
No, they did. There's a different guy cooking it.
Lisa, tell us, it's a sad story, but how did Nicolette's Dream come to be?
Well, it came. My daughter passed on September 16th
Oh.
of 2018,
Right.
and she was struggling with addiction for about 5 years, on and off. I sent her away at least like 7 times. She was in therapy. She would go back and forth.
Right.
She struggled a lot. She did.
She couldn't
And
beat it.
my daughter, she always wanted to help people, even though she was an addict herself. She just always wanted to help others. So, when she passed, we started to do a GoFundMe page to raise up some money. I was just going to do like a scholarship or something, and then, we said that we wanted to keep her dream because we wanted to open up maybe a facility on Staten Island because we do not have a rehab there. We do not have a detox center.
It's crazy that we don't.
Yeah.
We need one.
And
Yeah.
we are so short for resources. Right before my daughter passed away, she wanted to go get her KSAC license,
Oh.
which was what enabled her to be a counselor and help all the other addicts. So she didn't make it to
Right.
that. So that's how I started Nicolette's Dream. We just did a big fundraiser in February for her birthday. We celebrated her 26th
At
birthday
Angelina's.
at Angelina's. We had like close to 400 people that came.
Oh, wow.
It was a very, very, very good turnout.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm also in the process of opening up a partnership with Northwell Health on Staten Island.
Oh, good.
And we're looking to open up a substance abuse hotline. It's a start.
Yeah, it is.
I can't believe a whole
No.
borough doesn't have a rehab.
They
place
don't,
now.
and
Well,
that's one of the
I can't
biggest.
believe that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of resources.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
they have like outpatient, but nothing. We don't have enough detoxes.
Right.
I mean,
No.
there's close to 192 overdoses
And
per
we're
day.
one of the wealthiest boroughs, and actually, we're Staten Island's one of the wealthiest in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
it's
a lot of
funny
people
how
on
we don't have.
a lot of people in a small area, and they
Yeah.
can't believe they don't have a.
Well, there's so many people just suffering with mental health,
Right.
and that's really where it stems from.
Phone call.
All right, this is James. All right, Lisa, we're going to get back to that.
we'll pick up
Ruben,
again.
when you get a chance, bring James up, please.
Was he downstairs?
Yeah. He's taking the elevator.
If try him back if you don't get him. But what is the website, Lisa, for people who want to get involved and they? I need the link for that. I'm not getting it.
Oh, okay.
It's NicoletteStream.org.
NicoletteStream.org.
2 T's, Nicolette?
Yes, 2
Okay.
T's.
All right, and if they want to contribute and get involved, they can contact.
Everything is on the website.
All right.
Yep,
And
all the information's on there.
it's amazing how much you've done in a short time. Like it's sometimes people get bogged down and stuff, and you seem to be like,
Well,
you're on a mission.
I am on a mission,
Yeah.
and there's no stopping me.
Yeah,
Good.
I made my daughter a promise, so I plan on
Keeping
keeping
it.
it.
Well,
And-
we're going to help you do that.
And you have a
too.
great support system, though. You do.
I really do.
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
know.
Are we live? James.
Hey, Carlo, how you doing?
All right. I'm doing good, James. All right, everybody. It is 8:45. 7:45. I'm sorry. I'm used to the old time. And joining us now is a actor, producer, director. His name is James Gaudioso, and he's made a fantastic film. And I know what you're saying. A film is a film, but this guy,
I didn't say that.
especially, well, there's a lot of people out there that are not crazy about the movie industry anymore. It seems that they're not making films like they used to be, but this guy came and he put together something. It's a very unique concept. I saw the screener, and it was a fantastic movie. He's got Carmine Giovinazzo from CSI New York. Vanessa Ferlito from NCIS New Orleans. Please welcome for the first time, James Gaudioso.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, James.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. I'm happy to be on. My identical twin brother and I. His name is
He's-
Anthony Gaudioso. He directed the film with me, and he actually wrote the screenplay. Anthony, are you on too?
What?
I guess that's enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the two meant? We got someone else on, too?
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
we can. Anthony's on.
Is he hear us or? Maybe not. James, are you still getting us?
I'm on. Let me see if I'll grab him on right now.
Yes.
Okay. Don't grab him too tight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, he's
we just
coming in.
upgraded the system from 1 to 2, so it's pretty new for us.
All right. Well, I'm on, so he'll join us in a
Good,
minute or
good.
two.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
on as well.
Okay.
There you
I
go.
like that.
So, James, tell us how the name of the movie is called Duke. Tell us how that came to be.
Awesome. Well, okay. So Anthony just chimed in, so I'll let him take that. Anthony, my twin brother, wrote the screenplay. So you want to take that out?
Yeah, so it's a play on and kind of an ode to John Wayne.
I figured.
Yep.
Our two characters, one parades around West LA pretending that he's a cop, and then the other one is he's reclused himself into this lonely existence where, he kind of delves in and out of fantasy, pretending that he's a John Wayne character.
That's like you, Carlo.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like alimony.
Only I pretend I'm Alyssa Milano. That's
Oh God.
Yeah.
He's got the legs, though.
That-
He
that was a
he
visual.
was in the original draft, but we have better.
Yes.
Now, where did the motivation to make this kind of film or the story come from? Was it come from a personal experience or?
Yeah, no, thankfully not. It's basically our dad was when he was younger. Him and his brothers were in a home, like an all-boys home, pretty crummy place in Staten Island. I don't even think it's open anymore.
Again with Staten Island.
Whoa.
Wow, this is
Let's
Staten
not make fun of
Island
Staten
now.
Island. You have two Staten Island girls on here.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry about that.
that's all right.
We're just gonna have to get you
Yeah,
after the show.
kind of some of those stories.
We know where you live.
And then also a little bit of, fantasy, and then a little just, dramatic license and drama.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So how long did it take from the concept to actually putting it up on the screen? And that's, you know, was it a long process, or you?
So it depends on it usually, most of these things just depend on the money, right? The financing. So as soon as you have the financing in place, as long as the script is ready, then you can just jump into what they call pre-production, right? So pre-production, production, and then post-production.
Right.
So, yeah, as long as you have the equity, then you can start the production, and it takes about, I would say, like 2-3 months on something like this, and then you shoot for anywhere between the 20 and 30-day count, and then you go and you edit for like a year.
That's
Yeah,
so
right.
funny.
It's a long
It's
thing.
That's the hardest part, really.
You know what the shame is, Anthony, and I see this all the time for filmmakers. It's all about the equity to come up to make. They have all these great ideas, and it's always about raising the capital to do it. Some people, sometimes it's easier for others, and sometimes, you know, good stories and good scripts, they fall by the wayside because they're unable to raise the money. But I was glad that you guys, you know, I talked to your brother James, and we hit it off immediately, and you know, I'm glad that you finally, and you got some big names on the project
No, they
too.
sure do, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man. It means a lot. It's, you know, we just like making good movies, and it is. It's, you know, it's not easy. It's hard. You know, there are films out there that are written and stories that could be told, but, you know, people can't line up the financing, and that's the tricky part too. So it's so much of it, just like, you know, any industry, I'm sure, including yours as well. It's,
Yeah.
you know, you got to have you have to have the infrastructure.
Wow,
Right.
And then when you have the infrastructure, then you can tell the stories. So we were grateful that came into play with us, and you guys know. I mean, you see it too. There's everything now is like, you know, a fucking Marvel movie or a DC movie. And,
Yeah.
you know, it just depends on. It's nice to actually be able to still make independence. You know, they're more and more rare now. By the way, I just cursed. I'm sorry.
That's
You're
all right.
allowed. There's no censorship
Don't worry
here.
about it. Yeah.
No censorship.
Now,
From Long
Anthony,
Island at the end of the day.
What stage are you up to, though? Are you done now? Is the movie done? Is that? Are you at that stage?
Yes, the movie is.
Okay.
This is James talking. The movie is done now, and it's available. We had a limited release out here at the Landmark Theaters for a couple weeks, and then now it's available. You can rent it on you know, Vudu, Amazon Prime, all the you know,
Right.
all those platforms.
Right.
And
Oh, great.
we're on to the next one, but it was Duke was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, Carlo. Thank you for
yes,
watching
it was. I
That's
mean,
really
I
cool.
you know, I'm very open-minded. You know, as long as listen, my only pet peeve about the movie industry is they keep trying to recycle the same plot, or you know, like they.
Yeah.
I heard like a rumor, I don't know how true it is, but that they're going to redo Scarface. Leave it alone.
No, don't
Why
do
would
that.
you want to redo that? I mean, there's nowhere to go but down.
Leave
you
the
know?
classics alone.
Yeah. But
We agree with you. We agree with you. It's kind of, you know, some stuff, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I
Exactly.
think that, you know, a lot of those films, they stand alone, and they're, you know, I don't know if you can improve upon it, and then sometimes they remake them, and they're remade poorly, and you kind of go, oh, all the stuff that I really dug about the original, you took that out.
Right.
yeah, well, I can't name
Yeah.
off the top of my head a movie that they remade and actually thought it was better than the original.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
can't think of
I can't
anything.
either.
There's nowhere to go but down with that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Especially when you deal with a classic. Why would you even bother? It's so
Yeah.
stupid. You're going to compare it right away.
And the kicker is, James, they were going to put Leonardo DiCaprio. What? I mean, he's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but I don't see him as Tony Montana.
No.
That's a good
Yeah, I
point.
heard something about. Somebody was saying something about Casablanca.
Yeah, I heard that.
No.
They
Oh,
were going to redo Casablanca. I was just like, oh.
But the only good thing about that kind of a
I can't
remake
imagine
is
that
because
one.
it's so old. The new generation,
Still.
it'll be new to them.
Yeah, but
they
still.
never watched the original.
Yeah, I understand that, but still not the right.
I mean, it's the same logic as rewriting some of the historical books, though.
Well,
I think it would be a great idea if they just remarketed the old stuff
Yes.
and brought it right back
Exactly.
to the
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
And then people would be all back into it again.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't know about Scarface. Same thing like, for example, a TV show. Even though The Honeymooners was in the 40s, everybody knows about it. You know, it's just one of those things that transcends generations. Now, that being said, this also bleeds into TV, James, because now 90% of the shows on are all reboots. Like, I really needed to see a reboot of Magnum P.I.
Hawaii Five-O. There's so many of them. They
You
keep
know?
redoing them all.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I think one of the best remakes that was ever done was from the Honeymooners, the Flintstones. That was a classic.
Yeah.
It's on forever. Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, but then they turned those into movies too.
That's
they
true.
did. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's not even true
Yeah, but
blue
it's,
cartoons anymore.
I mean, and I do hear what you were saying though about the lovely lady from Staten Island about it reintroducing it to new audiences that haven't seen it. Like, there is a value in that. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I think for me, where I get caught up is if it's just not a good reboot. You know
No.
what I mean? It's,
Right.
I think it would be nice if they did reboot some of these classics, that they would try and be on par.
Well,
with
they're
better.
doing Dumbo. They did
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mary Poppins,
Instead of doing all that
Beauty
stuff,
and the Beast, right?
get in touch with the twins and put Duke on. I mean, come on, it's a no-brainer.
Let me ask you though, was there
We
any?
like at least with Duke, I think that Anthony and I we really grew up with the we love like the indie filmmaker, the Cassavetes and we were just watching the other night. We were watching like Gloria, that movie from 1980, and
Oh,
just
yeah.
some of those indie filmmakers. They, it's what I like about indie film is it's a story you haven't seen. Or, and something you haven't heard, so it challenges you a little bit, not in a pretentious way, but like, with some of these movie ideas, I think the reason why we're so remake crazy as a society is because I think for the studios, maybe they're safe bets because
Exactly.
there's name recognizability. They know that people will show up. They know
Right.
that people loved the classic, but I think I don't know. I think it's ballsier and more badass to do an original story.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I haven't seen this before. I haven't, it's at least going to challenge me to think of new things.
Oh,
It's the people that are in charge. The people who are in charge are afraid to take a chance because their jobs are on the line every time. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
So they'd rather go with something that's they think it's a given.
It's kind of like the stock market in a way. You go for the sure bet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, James, for our armed servicemen and women that listen to us every week overseas, if they want to see Duke, they can go on Amazon Prime and.
Yes, and thank you for your service to all the servicemen and women listening out there. Anthony and I are from a military family, so we deeply appreciate that. And they can watch the movie on Amazon Prime, on Vudu, on iTunes, and
cool.
I think it's Netflix in a couple months, but those first three for sure right now.
Right.
Oh, great.
Good,
And,
good.
and what is the name of the new project that you're working on?
Duke 2.
Can't do that. That was the Genesis album.
Yeah, which reboot is that one?
It's part of Dookie Howser. I'm kidding.
No, it's going to be one about Patrick Wayne, the son.
We're working on a film right now called Sweet 16. And Sweet 16 is a really cool film. It's about it's a thriller kind of suspense film, and it's about three girls that kill another girl in 1996, and they get away with it. And then 20 years later, they become haunted by what they believe is
The
her
ghost.
returning. But it's they can't tell if it's because they're riddled with guilt, and they,
Right.
it's kind of it's a suspense thriller, but it's really kind of cool. It takes place, I would say, 70% present day and 30% in 1996, 97.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
that was kind of cool for Anthony and I to
Yeah.
sink our teeth into, and it's female driven, which is really cool, and getting to play with a cast kind of from 20 years ago, and then the older versions of them. So
Right.
that's kind of a challenge we haven't had before. Duke had two male protagonists, and then we just did a film called The Ghost and the Whale with Jonathan Pryce and and Maurice Bernard, who plays Sonny on General Hospital.
Yeah.
That's my man.
So we've always had guys as we had very strong female characters, but this one is all women, so it's cool. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Jonathan
that.
Price is a recent name.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in The Wife recently? Was that Jonathan Price?
Jonathan Price did a lot of English movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was
He is,
Brazil.
But you're
Yeah.
right, he is in The Wife.
Yes.
Glenn Close was nominated for
Yes.
Best Actress. He played her husband, and then last year we were very fortunate to he read one of our scripts and called us up and said I'd like to do it, and
Cool.
Anthony wrote this next one that we're doing called Sweet 16. Anthony and I wrote together, but Anthony wrote our last film, The Ghost of the Whale, as well as Duke, and so we got to collaborate with Jonathan Price, and he was amazing. Very, 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 very cool guy.
Right.
That's amazing. Now, James, is there a website that people can go to see you guys or anything, or?
Yeah, most of our stuff is out there. If you were to just Google the Gaudioso twins, because that's such an easy last name. But if you go on to we don't have a specific website for Anthony and I, but Duke and The Ghost and the Whale are our last two films, and if you Google those, you can find them and rent them if you like.
Well, everybody who's listening, please definitely check out their work. They're two very talented men who put a lot of effort into their craft. So let's show them your support. James and Anthony, I can't thank you enough for taking some time out, and I want you guys to know that if you ever need us, consider yourselves friends and family of the show, and you have an open door anytime you want it.
You guys are great. Thank you so much, and thank you to all the listeners out there.
That's great.
I have a good title for a new one when you do it. Staten Island. What's that smell?
Doesn't smell anymore.
Go by the dumps. It does.
It's potpourri.
Can I suggest that we shoot that on Smell-O-Vision?
Yeah.
Do you guys know?
James, can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Would you put in a good word with Vanessa? We'd love to have her on the show.
Vanessa Ferlito, yeah, will do. She was excellent in the film. We were really lucky to work with her, and she was cool. She was a trooper. And the way Anthony wrote that character was, and I hope everyone else on the show, I hope you guys get a chance to check out Duke. Anthony and I'll send you some free links to check that out. But
Fantastic.
she was great. She was a Tarantino girl, and she had done Death Proof, and she had done Lee Daniels' Shadow Boxer, and Julia with Meryl Streep, and she came on, and Anthony wrote this very complex character, this girl living on the street, and the girl on the milk carton basically, and and I got to do all my scenes with her, Vanessa Ferlito. So yeah, we'll definitely put in a good word, and it was awesome to collaborate with her, and yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Thank you so much,
Very cool.
James and Anthony Gaudioso.
Thank
Check
you.
out Duke and The Ghost and the Whale. If you don't check it out, then you guys must be communists. I don't know what to tell you guys, but I want to thank them so much, and best of luck and continued success, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That was
Bye,
great.
guys.
I always like I'm always like supporting the little guy and helping them get out there. But
How do you know they're little? They might be 6
I was
foot
just
five.
about to say the exact same thing.
That's not
See,
nice.
he knew. So we're joined by Lisa Ciavola, the founder of Nicolette's Dream, and I want everybody who's listening to also go to nicolettesdream.org and get involved. If you don't, I'm going to come to your house and kick your asses. Also joining us tonight is a very special guest. I've been dying to meet this guy.
Literally.
Yeah.
He's an undertaker, isn't he?
I got
It just so happens he knows you're going to die too.
I got another. Oh shit! I got another. I'm surrounded by veneers.
Well, after you introduce him, I have a little story I want to say.
Yeah, his name is Artie Hoffman, and he's a world-renowned psychic. He's a life coach. He's a spiritual advisor and a best-selling author of the book called Angels and Answers. Please welcome for the first time, and hopefully not the last after tonight, Mr. Artie Hoffman.
Thank you.
Artie, I don't know where to begin with you. I guess let's start with when did you know you had the gift? When did it all?
Well, believe it or not, I had spit at the beginning part of my life. And when I was around 27 years old, I was very frustrated. I had a successful business, married, kid. Everything was going great, but I wasn't satisfied inside. Something still was missing. And so I'm having a little conversation with God. And I said, God, you need to give me answers and clear answers. And when you do, please don't scare the hell out of me. Those were my exact words.
Right.
And then I go into my kitchen. And usually when I see junk mail, I just throw it away. But for some reason, this one time, I happened to sift through my junk mail. And I saw a postcard. And it said, how would you like to develop your psychic ability and intuitiveness? Go to the Edgar Cayce Foundation in Virginia Beach for this one weekend seminar. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, I didn't know you could learn how to do this.
Right.
I thought either you had it or you didn't. So my wife, who was my wife at the time, many years ago.
Right.
But you knew that.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew it was going to last so long. So I didn't want to tell her that. Why ruin the moment?
Get what you can.
Enjoy it now, baby, while it lasts.
Oh, God.
So, no, but I said to her, I said, you want to go to this? It looks pretty interesting. She says, I don't give a crap about that. You can go if you want. I don't.
Right.
So I go there. And there was about 50 people in this one, large room. And they got you in that mode, in that spiritual mode. And they taught you how to open up your heart and your mind to be 100% unconditional. So they broke you. So once they got you into that beautiful state of mind, they broke us up into groups. And they said, whoever you're with, whoever you're broken up with, just share the information. Don't judge it. I don't care how stupid or how wild the picture is or the thoughts or the images. Just share it with the person.
go with it, yeah.
So people were telling me how accurate I was. And I was absolutely amazed because I didn't even know
Right.
that I had the ability. This was like, discovering plutonium. This was like unbelievable.
Now, Artie, is that true that?
It's all true.
Well, no, no. That everybody has this, but it's just a matter of being
what
able
I
to
think.
develop it and bring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I think as soon as your wife said, I don't give a damn, go ahead, you should have realized right then.
I realized I'm going regardless. I'm leaving without you. That was the
You brought your
beginning of the
girlfriend
end.
with you, right? At the time, your
Yeah.
gumad, you put on this?
Artie does the Facebook Live.
Right, yeah, that's
and
how I saw
and I
him.
show Carlo, because I'm always chiming in. Carlo's
Thank
like a little bit of a realist and scientific
That's
person.
fine. That doesn't
So he asked you a question, which
Really?
was answered.
really.
And he asked you, is my father near me? And that's was his words, is my father near me? That's what he wrote. So you said something about Padre Pio, Padre Pio, and he's thinking, no, my father don't like Padre Pio. He's not into Padre Pio. I don't know why he keeps on saying
Was
Padre
I maybe
Pio.
talking about the Padres?
No, you want to hear
Cindy?
something funny? After everything, I was like, Carlo, what's in front of you right now by the light switch? Padre Pio. My grandfather
We
gave
have a
me
prayer card
a little
up
prayer
on the
card,
wall.
and I hung it right by my
Wow.
light switch.
See,
He's
I just
laying
got
down in
chills
bed.
with my own stuff.
And
I
then
know this.
there's the Padre Pio. And he was like, he didn't put it together. He's like, my father don't like Padre Pio. My father
No.
became born again Christian. He doesn't believe in that. And I'm like, I'm telling you, you asked the question was, is my father near me?
Well, no. The
Is he
exact
here?
question was, I don't feel, years ago,
His
I used to
presence.
feel him near
Right.
me. I feel like he left me
Right. So he was
because
still near you.
I'm the exact opposite of a
Padre
mom. When I was a kid, I was always with my father. And then when he died, that day he died, we had a bad fight, so I never got a chance to square things. So I've been carrying that baggage for years. But, I always felt him along the way. And then all of a sudden, for the past couple of years, I just felt like
He brought
he's
me
not,
to you, so.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like he's there. And she gets mad at me. I don't go to the cemetery, but
Well, when you go
There's
to
no
the
one at- there's no one
cemetery,
at the
it's not like
cemetery.
it's not like you're going to the hospital.
Right, there's no one there.
We go to the cemetery for
It's
our own
closure,
sake.
right.
Right.
For our own sake.
Right.
But as far as you said, is my father near me? Is my father near me? Your father was where he's actually right near you. He's right with you right now, and he says, "All is forgiven. All is forgiven." He said he's. I could literally see him slapping you across the head.
Thank you. I tell you that all the time.
That wasn't me, Carlo. That was so not me.
Wow, he really is here.
No, but when you said, "Is he near me?" It's near me. So what he did was, Father Pedro or
Padre Pio, yeah.
Padre Pio. He's like a father in a sense,
Right.
and he was right near you. So your father was giving me an image
Okay.
of who was right near. How would I know that?
No,
Right.
I
That's
still
what I
don't know
said.
that.
What
I
happened
only
is-
knew that because she told me that.
I looked at the light switch.
my father grew up a Catholic, but then towards the end of his life, because he did things that my father years ago was one of those pinky ring guys, and he transformed his life. He
was a jeweler?
Catholic.
He was gay. What is
He's a
it?
jeweler.
And he became a born again Christian, so that's why the Padre Pio confused me. But I did the communion. I did the confirmation. We did all the, you know.
And
the,
you're still screwed up. No, go ahead.
exactly.
Still didn't help you. You're still praying
And,
that you
It
don't
didn't
go
take.
to hell.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you know, it's just that the past couple of years has been rough for me, and I just felt like, you know, like the footprints thing, like only one set of footprints and stuff like that. So, but then the whole thing with the cemetery is like, when I'm dead, don't come and see me. I can't hear you. But I think you're right. It's just for our own self.
Yeah, they're not there. The spirit is where they were.
Yeah.
It's almost,
Well,
it's just like keeping them
But
alive
I
a
still
little
think
bit.
he should go and
Why
get
am
it
I
out.
seeing lots of matches with you? Seriously. I'm seeing matches. I'm seeing open matchbooks or matches.
He's a pyromaniac. You got
No,
it.
he's friends with Gene Rayburn.
Because his mother smokes her ass off. And looking at
Yeah,
No,
well,
does somebody, well, yeah, that could very well be somebody smoking up. But I'm seeing matches. Like, was this big on 4th of July? Was this literally a pyromaniac? Was this constantly smoking? What is it with the matches? Are you burning the candles? Like, what is it with the matches?
At both ends.
I don't know. I mean, my mother is, but he wasn't real. He smoked, but then he stopped because he had a heart attack. But he sort of like transformed. But matches,
I think you see my grandfather. My grandfather always stole matches. Mine was going.
That's who I'm connected
And he had a whole
to.
pocket full.
That's
Wait,
what I'm
he'd go, "Where am I having matches?" He had a whole bunch of them in his pocket.
That's exactly why I'm seeing that.
You're called my grandfather.
Yeah.
That's my mother's father.
grandfather. Right. And,
wow,
and
you're
you
scaring me now.
He stole matchbooks all the time.
He should have scared you when he smacks you in the head, though. I
That
mean,
dirty thief.
He always asked for matches. He had pockets full of them.
or it's possible you two guys are actually half brothers.
Or you're a good match.
You want to
No,
laugh?
they-
When
they-
me and him
they
are
do
out,
look
a lot of people think we're brothers.
Yeah.
They always say, "Is that your brother?" I say,
Well, you got darker skin.
Yeah, that narrows it down.
yeah.
He's
so
still wondering where his $20 is.
We're both Italian. Okay, there you go.
he said, "You wonder where his $20 is."
No one died over $20.
But yeah, that's why I'm saying, and I just listen. I am a big fan of the spiritual, the supernatural.
I think you're afraid to believe.
No, I do, but it's what the whole thing is I don't want to get all, and then what happens is I like something and then somebody explains it away scientifically, and it just is. It's like when
Another thing about
when
you
the-
too,
when,
you-
when
Tell
you
you
learn a
something.
magician's trick, it's like it ruins it.
Yeah, no. The spirituality can break all the laws of physics. When you truly have the power of belief and with prayer, you literally can move mountains. You can make cancer go away out of people's bodies. You can make a bad situation into a beautiful situation. Here's a beautiful scenario that I like to say. It's actually funny and true at the same time. If God could take cow manure and grow vegetables, he could take your crap and make something good out of it.
There you go.
Okay.
See, you're a farmer.
Yeah.
You missed your calling.
Digging.
Well, okay.
Now,
no.
so I did bring my book. This lovely lady told me to bring a few of my books, and I want you to read it because it really does. It explains the truth about life from a spiritual point of view, and it's really going to open up your mind, and you're going to be amazed by the beauty of life and how things are actually meant to be lived, how life is meant to be lived. You know, and too many people look at the glass half empty and not half
Right.
full because you put so much energy into what's not right that all the beautiful things that are in your life, you don't give it any credit.
Not only that, if you expect bad, you're going to get bad.
Well, I
Exactly.
guess I'm guilty of that. I grew up in a rough neighborhood in Newark, and I always was taught to question everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
It's not so much your question. You always waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it does
Exactly.
because you're expecting it.
Negative thoughts plus
That's right.
negative action equals negative results.
That's
But how-
right.
Positive thoughts plus
That's right.
positive action equals positive
Exactly
results.
right.
But how do you get around that when that's all you've known is the negative?
You just get over it. Just
You
don't
have
think
to
about
change
it.
your mindset.
Keep
It's
your
about
mind
changing your
positive.
mindset. One session with me, I'll have you change for life.
All right. Now, Lisa.
We don't mean that. He doesn't mean that in a gay way.
Do you have to give up red meat by any chance?
If you're
No, I love my
comfortable
meat.
with sharing,
Me too.
only if you're comfortable with it. And there was a sort of I don't want to say controversy, but circumstances that weren't exactly right with the passing of your daughter.
Yes.
Like I said, if you're not comfortable, I want to respect you. I brought
I
you
don't
here.
mind talking about it.
I want to see if maybe Artie can shed some light on it. So maybe you want to speak to him and tell him exactly what you told us on the phone, and tell us, about the.
Well, she
I don't
just
remember
wants.
what I said.
She just wants to know. There was a time,
Well,
with
there was
your
a big
daughter,
time
right,
frame.
and you want to
Yeah,
know what
there was
happened
like
with that.
almost
time.
11 hours. I mean, they didn't call 911 for 11 hours after.
Jeez.
So there's
When
some-
you say they,
Yeah, who's they?
There were two people
That with her?
that were with my daughter. One
Be-
was a guy she was seeing, and a girl.
okay, the reason why they didn't call 911 right away, first of all, they were frightened. They were frightened, and they were just hoping that they didn't have to go there to, they were trying to cover up. They were hoping that things would just naturally, like, oh, thank God. It was just, what happened was, it was literally a delay. It wasn't to hurt your daughter. They were just hoping that just by miraculous, like, she'll pull out of it.
Right.
Or they were doing things with her, they were just giving it time, or trying to make her drink water, or trying to give her mouth to mouth. They were trying to do something, but they were frightened. And then they were also afraid that her death would be blamed on them. So it was strictly out of fear is why there was such a delay. But they didn't do it with the intent of trying to hurt your daughter.
Right, it wasn't
But
bad
it was
intent.
just out of fright, and they were just hoping that things would just turn around
No,
on
I'm
themselves.
sure there's a lot of truth to that. But
You know,
it
it's
just
almost
was a
like-
long time.
Yeah.
It's 11
is a
hours,
long
right?
No,
time.
it is. But again, that was their immaturity. When you're that whacked out, they were just praying like hell that all of a sudden she would come out of it,
Yeah, maybe
or no, just let her be, she'll wake up.
She'll
wake
let
up.
her sleep it
They
off,
were
yeah.
not dealing with reality. They
I
didn't
think their
do the-
ignorance and the fear.
It was
played
literally ignorance. It wasn't arrogance. It was ignorance.
Right.
I don't know these kids from Shanghai, and I'm just telling you from their behalf. And when I tell you they don't walk away, they will carry this for the rest of their lives of just extreme guilt. They do feel bad about exactly what happened, and I feel that with all my heart. So, but they didn't have malice or any
Wasn't
bad
a bad
intentions.
intent, yeah.
Of what didn't you call? It's just, but they were fearful within themselves to be blamed, or what was within their system. They didn't want to get caught doing what they were doing.
Right.
So they were just.
Well,
It was just all bad choices. That's all it was. It was ignorance of bad choices.
Yes.
definitely bad choices.
You
The
know?
same thing happened at one of the fraternities in New Jersey.
Yeah,
the kid,
just
he
happened.
fell down the stairs and nobody checked him for exactly 11 hours, and he wound up dying. And it was a whole big thing. I think when you're doing knuckleheaded behavior and things you're not supposed to, and something happens, they don't know how to handle that tragedy. And now hearing Artie say that, when you first told me the circumstances, I just thought, as a street guy, something's not right. I suspect foul play, but then again, you got to factor in the ages of the kids and
The
oh
condition.
my God, what are we gonna do? And then their first instincts, no matter how much you love it, their first instinct is to cover their own
Cover up.
asses. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there is the Good Samaritan law.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
So
I mean, they're
means
guilty
if they
of
made the
that,
call
right.
that they wouldn't have got in trouble for
Right.
using drugs,
Yeah.
Right.
having drugs,
And they didn't
but they
know
didn't
that.
know that. They didn't know
Right.
that. They were literally just afraid for their own selves because of what was all within their system. They were just frightened. They were just frightened, immature kids.
I've got a similar situation
You know?
in my life, my history. This is no consolation for the surviving family members. I'm not saying you're wrong, Artie. But just because, all right, well, this is what happened probably. Kids got scared.
No, she asked what happened. No, I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
it is. I understand it is. You said what
Oh, yeah.
happened. I explained
I know,
the
I
thought
know.
process.
I'm not
of
upset
it.
with
I'm
you,
not
sir. It's
agreeing.
just the thing stirring up some
I'm not
crap inside of
agreeing
me.
with their choices.
I know you're not. I know you're not. I didn't
yeah,
mean it that
I'm
way.
just
It's stirred up now.
explaining. She wants to know answers. I'm explaining from their point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah, I didn't mean disrespect towards you.
No,
I'm
no,
just-
no, no, no. I didn't.
It
take
really
as-
triggered me.
Yeah,
no, we
I
could
didn't.
see it's
No,
bothering.
I
them.
wish
Yeah.
I wish it was a better explanation than that, but and
Carlo too. I mean, he studies all about like criminal mind, criminal behavior, and
Well, I
everything.
have
So
a-
of
yeah, I
course
have a
he's
very,
looking
degree.
for something to happen
Did your
because
daughter?
he
who-
wants that.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Did your daughter used to smoke really weird or do funny things with a cigarette or?
She did smoke.
Huh?
She was a smoker.
Yeah, because I'm seeing her with a cigarette, but I'm also seeing whether she blew circles, with the. But she used to do
Sometimes
tricks
it
or-
was the way she blew it.
Right, and I'm getting sometimes she would actually have 3 cigarettes just for laughs. She would something with the cigarette. She would try to do things with a cigarette, or somebody who was very close to her did things with the cigarette where they would have maybe 4 cigarettes in at the same time, or they would just put one up their nose or one. But I'm just seeing funny, silly antics with a cigarette
Yeah.
in connection with her and or her friends.
Probably with her friends, I would say.
Okay, but that's what I'm getting. And she keeps on smacking her butt. I don't know why she keeps smacking her butt.
Hashtag
Or maybe
me too.
she's just saying, "Hey, right here," you know.
Maybe.
Talk to the hand.
She's from
yeah,
Staten
right here.
Island, so
I'm
it's
seeing right here,
possible.
smacking
Yeah.
of the
It
ass.
is.
But this is what I see, and she said, "Thank you for the tattoo."
Oh.
So, yeah, I
What
mean,
tattoo? Is there a tattoo?
I got a tattoo when she passed.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
She's
God.
wow.
acknowledging the tattoo. She said, "Thank
What
you."
kind of tattoo?
She's blowing you a kiss. She literally blew you
It's
a
actually,
kiss.
I took her for a tattoo that says everybody has a story to tell. And I put the same on my back with her
Oh,
signature
wow.
name, her
oh
name.
wow. Lisa, it takes a lot of courage. I hope I didn't upset you.
No,
but
no.
I want to try. I wish I can give you all the answers. And if it were me, I'd hang. And the kids aside, teenagers, I would hang both of them on hooks if it were
Well,
me.
one of them was 32.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
okay.
He's not a kid.
Yeah,
That wasn't a
so
kid.
That's a
No, but still, they're immature. It's still at 32.
yeah.
There are
You know,
people
just
who
because you're
still very
32
immature
doesn't mean
doesn't
you're mature, which is true. You know, you have people.
Listen,
that
I'm sure they did panic and nobody expected my
It was
daughter to pass
exactly.
that
They
day.
didn't expect that, and then
Yeah.
towards the end, they really panicked and they kept on talking to each other. What should we do? What should we do? And it was just
I'm sure.
literally
and
they
and
were
he,
just
he was a drug dealer, so
Yeah.
he had to get rid of a lot of stuff. out
right.
of his
Exactly.
life.
He was just he did it.
He
at a
was
crime.
covering his own ass, unfortunately, but
Exactly.
Well, he's guilty for that. You know, being an adult and not doing the
Well,
right thing.
I hope karma comes back around.
It always
It
does.
does.
oh, it
It
does.
always does.
Believe
it,
me,
it
yeah.
always does.
It
I don't
does.
wish harm on anybody, but
Right. No, that's
Everything
you know,
comes back to you.
You know,
Everything
it
comes
should.
back.
Artie, let me ask you, out of all the people that you, I guess, I don't know, and excuse my ignorance, I guess you do a reading with them or a session. Is there anything that really hit you hard that that you came across a certain person or something that really shook you?
You mean today?
No, during the course of his, his.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've read for over 28,000 people, literally.
Wow.
And so when I connect to people's loved ones, even though it's always hard, because whether it be your significant other or your child or whoever you're really deep with, I could literally say maybe about three times where I personally got caught up in the reading where I became very emotional along with it. And I said to this one family, actually they came up from Virginia to see me, and I connected with their daughter and I said, or their son, and I said, your son's telling me today's a very special day. Why is today such a special day? And they said today was his birthday.
Oh wow.
And so I started getting more and more wrapped up in the details of everything that was coming through. And they
Right.
were crying, but it was tears of happiness because I'm telling you, and they're saying, I'm here, I'm here. See, it's not the person that dies. Like your daughter is alive as much as we are because we're not our body. We're not of our body.
Right, exactly.
Our soul is who we are. What dies is the physical body.
Right.
And then
Not the
soul,
energy.
then the soul lifts up out of the body and says, I'm out of here. And then it takes on a different dimension. So when you say they died, it's the body that dies. It's not the person. The person is always
You're right.
alive.
We're just in a matrix here, man.
Exactly.
I get that because
So-
even in the laws of physics, our bodies are made up of energy, and you can't destroy
And you-
energy.
And it's
right,
not-
and you're going
Exactly.
into a different energy plane. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a story that was absolutely amazing. As a matter of fact, it is in my book. So I'm doing a reading for this one lady. I'm at I call them Artie parties. I'm doing a party. All right?
Artie.
So yeah. So anyway, so this lady comes down. She wants to communicate to her mother. So usually when I communicate to people's deceased loved ones, I say, all right, give me a picture. I'll look, and when I look into their eyes, they start communicating to me in my thoughts. So after her reading was over, she goes to me. She goes, Art. She goes, some of the stuff that you said was kind of general. I mean, I admit it had to do with my mother, and you also said some specific things. She goes, again, I give you credit. It had to do with my mother, but I'm still having a hard time actually believing that my mother's really here and that you're connecting with her. I said, I can only share with you with what the spiritual world shares with me.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
So I said to her, well, let me look at your mother's picture one more time, because she was ticking me off. She was. Because, come on, I gave you my best here, and it wasn't good enough. You sound like my ex-wife. So anyway, so I'm looking at her mother's picture. I said, your mom is showing me cows. She goes, what do you want me to do with that? I said, I don't know. Your mom's showing me cows. So in my mind, I saw all the cows get up, and they were mooing. So I said to her, I don't know why I'm doing this, but moo. And all of a sudden, she broke down in tears, crying. And I said, "What's the matter?" And
Lactose intolerant.
She points to her mother's picture. She goes, "That's her name." I go, "What are you talking about?" "Her name's Muriel, but everyone called her Mo."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So why don't they just come around and say, "Hey, I'm Muriel. I'm here. I'm da 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 da." I got news for you. Sometimes it is like that, and sometimes it comes
Sometimes it's
very
pictures.
metaphorically.
It's pictures, right?
It's pictures. It's images. It's videos.
Right.
And a lot of times, believe it or not, I hear songs in my head, and whatever the song is going on in my thoughts,
Right.
that's what's going on with the person.
Right.
And when I hear songs, I am never wrong.
Right.
I mean, it's not like even a matter of, well, trying to figure this out. It's a perception. No, when I hear songs in my head, it's always
So like your song right now is Highway to Hell.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm
Hold on a second. He's psychic because I got an amazing story with Highway to Hell. I do. If you want
Artie,
to hear it.
where are you at with the whole heaven and hell business? Seriously. Because like you said, the
There's no heaven
souls
and
take
hell.
on a different
Yeah,
dimension.
there's no heaven and hell though.
I don't...
No,
yeah.
heaven 100% exists.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, there is a heaven. When you go to heaven, when you're going through a transition from this life to the next life,
Right.
it is literally the most beautiful, serenity, loving experience you could ever imagine. And being in heaven, being on the other side, it's like Hawaii times 10, with no exaggeration.
So I'm not knocking this. I'm trying to understand. So the souls are... They're still speaking us from the heaven, I guess. Is
Yeah,
where the, okay.
in a sense. So hell, this hell does not physically exist.
Right.
Hell is an emotional experience. That's what hell is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're extremely upset, when you're extremely angered, when you're extremely, just torn emotionally, that is hell.
It's negative energy.
It's negative energy. So
Right.
when you're dealing with the guilt or the anxiety or, you're living literally a living hell.
Right.
But, is there a physical place called hell? No, it doesn't
Okay.
exist. It's an
Right.
emotional experience.
So I'm just thinking literally along the terms of the purely evil people that we know historically. Mm-hmm. So you're saying they're really tortured in their own inner hell for all of
They're
eternity.
right. And
Okay.
so what happened, not for, well, listen.
A lot of times they don't come back. They get absorbed
They
into
were
the sun
tortured
too.
while they were living.
They were tortured while they were living. True. But also, you have angels and saints on the other side that helps them reconstruct. It's almost like a
Really?
nurse being with you after major surgery, and they're helping you reconstruct your soul so that
Wow.
you could try to evolve to a better person.
Right, you ascend.
But a fact of life is that if you were to kill someone in this lifetime, whether it be within this lifetime or the next lifetime, you will come back as the victim.
Right.
Because we need to experience whatever it is we put
We have
out.
to learn
so
lessons.
whether it be in love or whether it be in pain. But that's why they say we're all one, so we all experience. So any negativity you put out to others, you will feel it.
Right.
You will feel the pain in return. So no one ever, it's called karma, like you were saying, no one ever gets away with murder or gets away with
I'll buy
anything.
that.
Right.
Okay. I'll buy
Eventually
that.
So
yeah.
eventually you have to understand it. So what happens, you've heard the expression when you die, your life, when you die,
Flashes
your life
before you.
flashes before you.
Right.
That's 100% true. So when we pass away, we get a chance to experience how we emotionally affected every single person in our life. From the time we die, from the time we're born to the time we die, we get a chance to experience every single person who we ever came in contact with. So we understand the meaning of our life. So all the pain that you might have given certain people, or all the love you've given certain, but you're going to feel what you've given to other people, so
Right.
that we understand the meaning of our life.
It's called instant consciousness.
Do you have a Christian belief like our Lord Jesus Christ from
Jewish.
Jewish, okay.
So you could say,
So I
because
was-
Jesus was Jewish.
But here's my point.
I
Obviously,
say, why reinvent the wheel? He was Jewish, Moses was Jewish. God,
Christians
please, make me a
Christians
Jew.
will talk about
But you gotta-
karma,
but you gotta real-
karma's not a Christian belief.
But you got
Makes
to
a difference
realize
what you
religion
believe,
and
just it
spiritual
is.
are two different things.
Exactly.
Okay.
Religion is a business. Spiritual is a different
I'll
thing.
buy
Exactly,
that.
I
Okay,
agree
good.
with
I'm
you.
just
So-
looking for clarity.
So
I really
Artie,
am.
Yeah, no.
before we get to the Highway to Hell story, I want to
yeah,
hear
that's an
that.
amazing story.
I want to ask you, during your sessions, you always say, is everything that comes through always positive, or have there been unfriendly things that have come out during the session when you were doing readings?
Well, I'll call it hard news. I don't like to say bad news if it's hard news. So what I'll do is when I see hard news, I will tell people how to deal with it or how to overcome circumstances. I'm very inspirational. So it's like a lot of times when people come in for a psychic reading, all of a sudden, it's not the problem that so much is the problem. It's your perception of how you're dealing with someone or dealing with something. So like when you change your perception, and when I feel their pain, when I'm reading into them and I'm feeling their pain, I said, you know, you're thinking like this and you're thinking like that. I said, but it's not like that.
Right.
This is the way it's meant to be, or this, if you looked at it from this angle or that angle. So what I do is I rearrange their way of thinking so they could be unstuck and stop allowing their past or the past relationships or the past circumstances to keep them from remaining stuck.
Right.
So when you are, forgiveness is huge in moving on. Because when we forgive other people, we're not forgiving them for their sake, we're forgiving them for our sake.
That's right.
Because what happens is that if you choose to hang on to anger and resentment,
Right.
you're allowing that person to still emotionally control you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So for you to become the best that you can be, like, oh my God, you were always outgoing, you were always loving, you were always so giving, and now you stop because of this jerk did this and this and that to you.
Right.
So you stop becoming the best you can be. So that's why it's important to forgive. And, you know, they will still have to make up for whatever it is that they've done. But you don't have to keep on reliving that same past circumstance over and over and over again. You can, but that will be your hell that you're living in. But God forgives everybody. It's just we need to forgive ourselves. We're the ones who beat ourselves up, not God.
Right.
God is very unconditional.
Right. Did you ever have a reading where nothing came? Nothing just came?
Very little, very little. What happens is that when people are extremely angry or bitter, and they're closed off, and they go, they're so angry. It's like they say they want a reading, but
They block.
but they block because they don't want to deal with the truth.
Right.
Or you know, or if somebody's very jealous. So if I'm reading another person who does readings, and they're saying, "Oh, let's see what you're made about," so it's like, "Go ahead, try to read me." They're giving me an attitude. Go ahead, try to read me. It's like you're putting up the wall. It's like I can't work my will over your will.
Right.
Now there are people who are very skeptical who says, you know what, I don't give a shit. You go ahead. What do you got? So people who are skeptical.
Right.
They're easy to hit because they have no expectation. So that's not anger. That's just like, I don't believe in anything. I don't give a crap. Whatever. So they're pretty easy to hit.
Right.
But pretty much so I, could read, whether it be psychically or mediumship. Some people come in, they want to connect to their loved ones. It turns into a psychic reading. And other times they want to come in for a psychic reading, and then all of a sudden their loved ones start pulling through.
Have you ever had regressions too? That come forward to you at all? No.
There's another cool story. Actually, I don't. My forte is not past life regressions. However, I have seen people in their past, but there's a reason why I'll see it.
Right.
So one example where a lady came in, and the moment she sat down without saying a word, I looked at her and I said, in your previous life, you were walking off a plank of a ship, and you died by going off a ship, and you drowned in the ocean. And she goes, I can't believe you just said that. Now, mind you, I'm talking about a
And she's
past
definitely
life.
afraid of water, probably, right?
And she goes, I am deathly afraid of ships and the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
And
There you
nothing
go.
happened to me in this
Right.
lifetime.
Oh, wow.
But now
That's the way it
it's
works, though. Yeah.
So now it's like she couldn't understand because she carried a subconscious thought from a previous life.
Wow.
So that transcends all that time and into the modern
There is
day?
life after life, and life before this life, and life
Right.
after life.
Yeah.
It's continuous.
Yeah.
So,
I
There's
have
no
another
end. There's no
question
end.
for you, but tell the Highway to Hell story.
so anyway, so this girl walks into my apartment. It sounds like the beginning of a joke. So there was this girl who walks
into a
my
bar.
apartment.
Two rabbis.
Honestly, there was this Irishman who walked into a bar. Honestly, it could happen.
Two nuns.
So this girl walks into my home apartment, and she said, Artie. Now she was filled with tattoos from head to toe, and overall, she was a very nice person. And she said to me, she goes, Art, for the last 2 years, I've been thinking about you every single day of my life. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm flattered, but she looks like Highway to Hell. So anyway, she said to me, you did a reading for me 2 years ago, and I don't remember. I don't remember who I see. I don't remember what I say. I'm in a totally different state of mind.
Right.
She said, you held my hand. As soon as I sat down, you held my hand, and you heard the song, Highway to Hell, you're going to Highway to Hell. And you looked at me and said, if I don't stop what I'm doing, I'm going to get caught, and I'm going to be slam dunked and probably thrown in jail. She goes, and 1 week later, she goes, I kind of believed in you, but yet I didn't stop doing what I was doing.
And she got caught.
And I got caught 1 week later, and I got thrown in jail for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And every day I woke up and I said to myself, why didn't I listen to Artie?
Oh, wow.
So, you know, when you say, do I see bad things happening?
Right.
So when I see things, it doesn't mean it has to happen.
No, you could change it.
You could change it, but if you don't change your habits or change what you're doing,
not
then,
gonna
you know,
change.
so I'm basically telling you, you know, there's a rainstorm coming, bring an umbrella. But
Right.
if you're used to, no, you know, I'm not worried about it, you know, I don't care.
I'm going to hold a piece of metal. Stand out
That's
in the
right,
middle.
exactly. There you go, with my golf clubs in hand. It was the best game of my life. I don't care. That metal, my
I think
butt.
the heavy stuff has stopped.
Artie, let me ask you. I don't know if this is in your wheelhouse, but bear with me.
There are no boundaries with me. Ask me
Wheelhouse.
anything.
No,
Want to know my underwear size? Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a traumatic experience a couple years ago. I got jammed up with some legal problems, and it was such a nonsense. And I met Gisela 5 years ago, and it was like, let's just say I did things when I was younger. I thought I wanted to be a wise guy like my dad, and I'm not proud of it. It is what it is. You know, I did it with my eyes wide open, and I'm not going to say it was this one's fault. I blame myself. You know, I got caught with some legal nonsense, and I noticed that after that, and Gisela's been saying it. She says, you're not the same as you were because of what happened. Now, I don't know, is that something that, is it just because of is it just a matter of depression? Because I'm not one of those people that are going to go, I refuse to take antidepressants because I'm not going to be a zombie and do all this. Is it something spiritual that happened to me, or did I just get the
I think you feel defeated, and you let it get the
You're
better
always
of you.
expecting the other shoe to drop.
Well, in this circuit,
You're
my
very
whole
negative.
life, I've been a tank. I've had armor that doesn't kink. Now that I'm getting older, I feel like there's more kinks getting into it because I'm known as Superman,
But I think you're a
Iceman,
better
nothing
person.
got
Sherman
me.
the tank.
You changed in a better way.
And then, you know,
Well, you
now-
felt that you would never get caught. You know, it's like Mike Tyson at the time. He thought he would never lose. And then that one time that he lost, what it was like 32 or 40, you know, or what. So he felt invincible. You get cocky. I could beat the system. And then all of a sudden, reality hits you.
Yeah, and you got a
And,
movie
you,
out of it.
and then you felt not so invincible anymore. And so reality hit you, and then all of a sudden you were reevaluating your life, so you didn't look at your life and yourself as you always have, because you saw yourself as untouchable. Now that you weren't so untouchable anymore, all of a sudden you reevaluate, and it went into a depression because that's always who you were. And so all of a sudden now it's like you have to reevaluate everything that you've known up to that time.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'll buy that.
I
yeah.
mean, you must have heard about the kid. It was
$2.50.
all over. I mean,
I'll take
Bill,
two for a dollar.
He was shooting a film for I guess an
An
independent
independent, yeah.
movie company, and he played a henchman in Woodbridge.
There you go.
And he was
I'm loving him
driving
right
out
now.
the window. He was shooting a fake gun, but a neighbor saw them. They called the cops. The cops came.
they gave me a prop
And
gun.
the cop says, "Who had the gun?" He goes, "I did." So
an
you know,
actor.
he's an actor, and turns out it was a real gun.
It
There
was
was
a BB gun, but in the state of New Jersey, you might as well have an assault
And-
rifle because of the crazy laws.
Right, and you had a prior record.
Because years ago when I got in trouble, they were looking to give me 30 years for this case for something I did. All I was doing was being an actor on a film. They
It's the
didn't have a
producer's fault.
permit.
The producer didn't have a permit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
so-
let him take the plea because the bottom line was the lawyer
wanted
was
to
not
fight it.
confident. He said he could face up to 15 years. And I said, is it really worth it? Just take the probation, take the plea,
It was 15
and
years.
that's it.
And then they said the judge could have hit me with an enhancement penalty. You're going to give a guy 30 years for shooting a movie with a BB gun in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Come on.
And I think what bothers you the most is, like he said, you've done so many bad things you
They've
want.
got me for the one thing I didn't do.
And so he didn't do this, and then he gets in trouble for being innocent.
No, that's karma.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I told him. I says, every dog has its day, and that was your day. But I think in one way it kind of put his life into perspective. I know he's going through things, but I believe it's changing him for the better,
That's what we get for shooting
in
off your
my
mouth.
opinion.
Why don't you go home, Norton? But yeah, I don't know if that has had anything to do with your wheel. Is it just a matter of me being down on myself, or?
Yeah, well, also when you're always down on yourself, like he was saying, you just keep on drawing negative energy
That's right.
to you because it becomes worthiness issues. So you literally draw like anything that can, Murphy's Law, anything that can happen will happen. Even with car accident, nothing in life happens by accident.
That's right.
Nothing
It's
in
no
life
coincidences.
happens. You know, right.
Well, I
Even though
think
it's
everything happens for a
human
reason.
reasons, human terminology. Oh my God, it was such a coincidence. It
Yeah,
happened
never.
above you.
It's never.
But in the big picture, there is never ever a coincidence.
And plus, you get to
It's
say to
always-
yourself, "See, I was right. I knew this was going to happen." So you fulfilled your prophecy.
I wish I had your attitude, but it's just,
You
know,
have
I've
to,
been
though.
through the mill, and I'm just.
Put it
Doesn't
this way.
matter.
Let me
That's
say
past.
this to you.
That's
So you
past.
want to have vanilla cake, all right? The beauty of life. You want to have vanilla cake. You can't make it with chocolate ingredients.
Right. No, I understand. I just, it's so hard to wrap my head around. I wanna embrace it. Don't get me wrong. I
You
do.
have to give
Put
up
it this
the
way.
past.
It's only for your sake. You don't have to try to prove to
Right.
anybody or try. This is your ego and your soul that's battling.
Right.
Your soul is frustrated. And your ego's saying, no.
You can't move
Stick
on-
with the old way.
Yeah, you can't
Stick
move-
with
you
the
can't
crap
move-
that you've always known.
You can't move on to the positive future unless you get rid of the negative past. You have to just forget about it.
Well, I
move
think
on.
I've have come.
This is your life starts now, not then.
And
not-
I'm still here. I didn't run away.
No, I know that,
See?
but it's still. I just.
She tried.
I
Those
just feel
chains.
bad that she said I've changed, and the problem is that, and I'll share a little bit. She thinks it's because of her. It has nothing to do with her, and she doesn't want. She won't take my word for it that it's not her that changed me. She changed me for the better, but she didn't. None of the negativity that I'm going through is because of her, and she doesn't believe that. So I
No,
don't.
it was
know
for
how-
her. You've been off the deep end a long time
Yeah,
ago.
really.
Yeah,
Oh, I've heard that before. No, it's not you. It's me.
I
Trust
was
me,
a
it's not you.
reckless guy. I lived like a rock. I used to live like a rock star. I did this and that, and I've been there, done that, and I'm older and wiser, and I just, I'm very cautious. I don't let people in right away, but that's because the
And I'm
environment I
different.
grew up in, being, the FBI kicking in our door at 6 o'clock in the morning to come take my father away. My mother bringing me to see him in jail and telling me he's in the army with the numbers on his shirt.
That's pretty good. That's
It really
pretty good.
was. He's in the military. Yeah.
You know what? That reminds me of the movie. It's a Beautiful Life. Did you ever see
I
it?
love
yeah.
that
It's a
movie.
Beautiful
Yeah.
Life?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful life. And while they were in the Nazi camps and stuff like that, the father was trying to tell the son, like, he was making a game of it.
Right.
And he was making it like, this is just a game. We got to run to over here. We got to go over here. We got to do this. And he goes, so he was making this game up like your father just did for you
Right.
in the movie. You should see it. It's called It's a Beautiful Life.
I've heard of it. I just
And it
never
won,
saw it.
and
It
the
is a
fellow
beautiful-
who played that, I think, won an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken. I think he
Yeah.
won.
Oh, you're
an
right.
award.
You're right.
I saw
Aiden
It's
Quinn?
a Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe. I didn't
No,
see
no,
it.
no, no.
Beautiful
Adrian
Life.
Brody,
It's a Beautiful
maybe?
Life. Yeah,
Aiden
I
Brody,
think
that's it. Aiden Brody.
Yes, I'll take actors for 100, please.
I'm gonna go back to this picture because you said you do pictures. So now that's her daughter. Do you see anything? Like you said, if you get a better reading.
She's
She's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
She is beautiful.
She is
Oh,
beautiful.
no, he just made his money.
She's a flirt, too.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I just looked at her, she gave me a wink. When I just complimented her, she just gave me a little wink.
She gave you a wink to say, that's right.
That's right.
And I just got.
It
the
sounds
chills.
cliche. It sounds cliche, but it's true. Because she says, Ma, Dad, pick up the copper. Pick up the copper, meaning pick up the pennies.
Oh.
She's leaving the pennies and the dimes around. And Christmas time was a very big time. Was it just that Christmas is a big time for your family? Is it when somebody was born or something? Something was big with Christmas. Because I'm hearing the song, All I Want for Christmas.
That was her
is You."
favorite holiday, was Christmas.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
she's like dancing.
Yeah.
All I want, she's dancing.
loved
It's
Christmas.
my daughter's
She's in-
favorite song.
I
too.
got news for her. She really is in very good spirits. She is so proud of you guys and so happy. And she goes, "You go, you're the kick ass. You kick ass." And she's just so happy and so proud with this. And it's like all these other connections that you're doing. It's literally your daughter that's actually
Oh, I
helping
believe it.
orchestrate this. Like there's too many coincidences, too many things that have happened that the reason why things are happening at a very accelerated rate, which isn't normal. And she's just like, I could take credit for that. I could take credit
Like
for
today, I told her I wasn't gonna call her. I went to Starbucks to pick up my dragon fruit, and I said I invited a mutual friend of ours. She couldn't come, and I felt bad. But in something inside me, I said I have to see if she wants to come. So I just called her on the way home, and
Wow.
like last minute. It's, And she was in that zone. You said that you were like, didn't know what to do. You had that weird day. Like you
I
felt
know,
like
I did.
something was missing. And then the phone rang. And she lives in Staten Island. So I just
Really?
took a chance.
Take a chance on me.
And not even to come. I said, to call in because you said you were going to take in call in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
if anybody
this
wants
is
to
really-
call in,
No, I
they
won't.
So
can.
there's no coincidence
So there's
there,
no
right?
coinky dinks.
So she set this up, that little.
If anybody wants to
Biatch.
call in and ask Artie Hoffman a question, the number is 718-701-8249.
Gisela, the coincidence
lot I
is
wanna
I
know.
invited my buddy from the erectile dysfunction support group.
Oh, Ed?
And he never came?
He couldn't come.
He couldn't come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
Facebook
wait.
message.
So who
Facebook
sponsors?
message.
Who sponsors your stand-up? Viagra? Like who sponsors your stand-up?
I always like a stiff one.
He likes
Certainly not Cialis. I remember her from Brady Bunch. She did nothing for me.
Artie, Gisela had a very influential man in her life, and that was her grandfather. She adored him. Do you get anything from her grandfather? Because
there's the
I never
phone's
got a
ringing.
chance to
we
meet
could
him.
take the phone call.
What call is that?
All right, bring him up, Gene.
Who is it?
Hi, you're on the air with Artie Hoffman.
Oh, there you go.
They got
Easy
scared.
There you
come,
go.
easy go.
Obviously, they didn't want to know. They didn't want to know anything.
That's right.
She wasn't
Probably Sharon.
I wasn't
No,
smart.
Sharon.
Let me know if you see my father anywhere. He was a character. Let me know if you see him.
The
He
number
always
to
co-
Was he also a card player?
Yeah, we all play cards. Yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as you mentioned your father, I just saw cards.
My sister
Cards.
always goes to the people like you, and he always comes forward.
Yeah.
Every time he comes forward.
You know,
There's
Woody,
nobody like Artie.
Woody Allen said it the funniest. He said, he said playing the game of bridge is a lot like sex. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand.
Right. Exactly.
And apparently he's got good partners.
Oh, so he just said. So have you guys been holding off on going on vacations or doing things special for yourself?
I mean, I've gone, but I don't really like to go all the time.
But I have a feeling that you haven't like really been spending much, whether it be with each other or your because she just said stop being so cheap. She said stop being so cheap and just go all out.
Get the pizza with the mushrooms.
No, but no, she says, do something for yourself. She goes, don't be so cheap. Just do it. Because
You
while
feel-
you're doing all this, she still wants you to live your life
I know.
and all.
It's
So
easier said than done.
I
good.
understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. But she said, but I'm with you. She says, it hurts me to see you guys so sad, see everyone so sad. But when you're out having a good time, she said, don't feel guilty about having a good time because I'm over here. Because if you're happy, I'm happy for you. She goes, so try to understand that concept.
I'm trying.
Or when you do go to a special event, whether it be a wedding or something beautiful, she said, just go in representation of myself as a family. But don't think
It's all
that I'm
good.
not there. She goes,
It's all
I'm
good.
everywhere.
It's all good.
Hi, you're on the air with Artie Hoffman.
Hi, this is Sharon Priscilla Vieira.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi,
guys.
Sharon. How are you?
I know you are. Do you see anything with me, Artie?
Do I see any? Be a little specific with your question. Do I see anything with you? Be specific with your question so I can zero in.
like my music.
Where are you going to go with your music?
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Right to the jukebox.
Hold on a second.
Where you calling from?
So, all right. So what I'm getting is what you see. This is really interesting because a lot of people, they say they want what they want, but your actions are not pulling through strong enough. You want it, but you don't desire it. You might think you desire it, but your actions aren't strong enough to get you to where you say you want to be. And it's not that you haven't already accomplished certain things, but to get to where you're at, you're still going to have to work a lot harder. You can't just hope and just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, expecting better results.
Einstein's theory.
I am. I got two shows coming up,
I didn't hear
and
it.
I
She has
want to
two
know if
shows
you
coming
see
up.
any angels around me.
What?
I didn't hear
Do
you.
you see any angels around her? She has
Oh.
2 shows coming up.
Do you have
Yeah, Salazar.
and Butchie and Buddy. Do I see 2 angels around you? Hold on a second.
Don't most people have angels around them though? Most of the time.
Everybody, every single soul, every single person has at least 2 guardian angels around
Right.
you. And if there is, if you want the angels to intervene into your life, you have to ask them to come in. The only time an angel capable of intervening into your life when you don't ask. It's when it's not your time, they will come in and save you.
And when you have an instinct to do something, that's them telling you to do it.
Yeah.
Follow your instincts.
And they're playing the Yankees in May.
I always thank my angel for watching over me.
Hold on. So I keep on hearing, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Who's the one who was always saying, holy crap around you? Holy moly, holy shit, holy crap.
Okay, that's my sister Kathy, because she's probably excited about the Carpenter shows that I'm doing.
Okay.
Wow.
What
All right.
shows?
Carpenters.
She's doing a carpenter.
You doing woodwork?
Yeah.
This is Maureen Lynch's sister, Sharon.
Oh, okay. All right. And now why am I seeing a bunch of, I'm seeing a bunch of roses. Who's the one? Either they had a garden of roses, or there's a rose tattoo. I'm seeing something with roses.
That's Kathy.
Wow.
Wow. Kathy's coming through.
That's my sister Kathy. I was wondering, I'm wondering if my little grandbaby's looking over me.
Yes,
Lucas.
yes,
That was
100%.
sad.
Yep. And she was very affectionate too. She was very
Very.
affectionate. Very affectionate, because I see her constantly hugging you and kissing you, and you're the best, and you know. And
Yep.
she said, stop being so critical on yourself. You're way too critical on yourself.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
Okay, we take it back.
We could edit that.
911, what's your
We
emergency?
erase it. Do over.
Kathy was the reason why he saw roses because her last name was
What are
Thornburg.
we playing, touch football?
Oh, it was booze, 4 roses.
Yeah, she was like a mom to me.
No, she is very, very proud of you. And, you know, when you have a loved one watching over you, with you, a loved one is a loved one, and an angel is a different vibration. An angel is an angel, a spirit guide is a spirit guide. But it's like, do they act like angels around you? Yes. Do they say prayers to the Holy Spirit and to the angels to help you out? The answer is yes. It is a clinical fact. I'm switching gears just a little bit. It is a clinical fact and a spiritual fact that anybody who is prayed upon before surgery always 100% of the times will do better in surgery than for those who are not prayed upon.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Wow.
It's 100%.
makes
And
sense.
there was actually a university study on that, because they had 200 people and 100 were prayed, because they had the same symptoms and stuff.
Right.
100% of them, the people on one
know,
side did very well, and the
but
other side, their results weren't as
They were
good.
getting a little freaked out.
Power of
But
affirmations,
when I
very
was-
powerful.
When I was 11 years old, my sister, I don't know how she did it, but the Carpenters came on the radio, ABC radio, and I started singing Superstar, and she goes, someday you're going to sing that. I don't know how, but I'm not freaked out by this at all, what you're saying. I'm embracing it, and I love it.
Well, she just wants you to know, when you see the doves, she said that's going to be her hello to you. You're going to see a white feather appear out of nowhere.
So go see a magic show.
There you go.
Or it could be a bar of soap.
Could be a pillow fight.
No, but you will see a white feather appear where it's like, how did that get there? Or you're going to be seeing doves around you, and that's going to be her visit to you.
How about Dove soap?
You want to know what? You're right about the dove.
That's right.
She had dove blankets.
She
There
had
you
dove
go.
blankets.
There you go.
Love the dove.
All right, Sharon, we got to take another call. Thank you so much. We
Thank
love
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you. Love you.
Love you guys.
We'll see you
Love
soon.
you too.
Anybody else who wants to call in and ask Artie a question? Artie Hoffman, world-renowned psychic, making his debut appearance on the Animal House radio show. Number is 718-701-8249. Artie,
Did you ever think that you would make more money with this show if you just put out your 1-900 number instead of 7?
That's what I said.
I'm just saying.
it's funny you said that,
Maybe
because I was going to ask you.
maybe that's the Jewish fella in me. I'm just trying to think on your behalf.
I agree.
No, but
Just
maybe,
listen to me once.
maybe you could be our accountant.
Yeah, really.
What vibe do you get from the show? Like, do you think it's going to... next week is our 3-year anniversary.
That's the last show.
Had a great run.
I hope he doesn't hear Highway to Hell.
Hey, John and Tracy have an opening.
Look, I'll sell you a bike.
My one friend said, look, 2 + 2 = 4, but for you, I'll make it 3.
Oh, my God. Anyway, gang.
I feel good about the show. Seriously, I really do. As soon as I walked in, the chemistry, the energy, I really do see this growing. I'm
See,
not
he's
just
not
saying
right.
it.
See, he's not right all the time. See,
And we just picked up another station.
Yes,
we
Yeah,
did.
we picked up
Beautiful.
another station, and it's a labor of love right now. But
It's going to pay itself off.
we have no egos here. We're all like a family, and we've all put a lot of work into it. A lot of work.
See, now, if one of you were Jewish, one of you would have said, from your mouth to God's ears.
Oy
It should
vey.
only happen.
I could be Jewish.
Oh, my God.
Give
I've
me
got
your-
Ancestry.com says I have a little Hebrew in me, so.
Maybe we could do one of those one-man plays, the Meshuggah Psychic. All right, Gisela, you want to do some games?
Surely.
Let's do a lot of inquiring minds. I like
Let's
that.
yeah, let's go through the questions.
Okay.
The inquiring minds questions for the evening are: what are things you should not say at your own wedding? Which is cool because you
At
have a
your own wedding?
relationship show, and
I
didn't know
don't,
this
but
when
I
read
don't.
The question.
That'd be something you shouldn't say.
You should know.
She meant nothing to me.
I don't see this lasting very long.
And then.
You know what always aggravated me at weddings for when they have this? Is there anyone in the audience
Oh, yeah.
who could...
It's like asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble.
Why would you ask anybody else? It's the
Well-
two people that count. Who cares what you think?
Either they say something at the altar, or if you go to an Italian wedding, you get the ugly mother-in-law. They throw quarters at the bride's
How
head.
about Marie Barone? Remember Marie Barone at Robin's
yeah.
wedding?
Is that
I like
true
to say
that-
something.
Is that true that if somebody
That was
speaks
the
out,
best.
they're not allowed to get married?
No, you can still get married, but no one ever speaks up.
Right.
You don't know that.
I'm sure
They
it's
might.
happened. I'm sure it's happened. But it's, not, it's very
I
infrequent.
loved you. I always loved you. What are you doing?
I really love your sister.
Remember in kindergarten? No, okay.
So the question is, what shouldn't you say at your own wedding?
What should you not say?
Okay.
All right, we'll start with Lisa.
Oh, no, don't stop with me.
You should not say.
I don't know. I went through a
I
wedding
should
3
not
times
say
already.
at my wedding.
Yeah, like something that would be like way out there.
Well, it could be almost anything.
Dun, 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 dun,
Now,
dun,
you're
dun,
married to
dun.
Frank, so you wouldn't say
Your
like
brother was so much better.
not
than
married.
This is a.
I would
This is
say I'm not
actually.
wearing underwear.
This is actually a very good Family Feud
She gave an
question.
answer. She gave an
There's
answer.
about 6 answers up there.
She gave an answer. She's good. Tell
What
him
is
again.
Well,
Tell him again.
well, I know one
I'm
thing
not
she
wearing
shouldn't
underwear.
say.
You missed it again.
I know she's not wearing underwear.
Yeah, well,
She's
I
not
just want to make sure I got
wearing
out there.
I not, when it comes to underwear, I don't miss nothing.
That's funny.
That was my sister in the beauty pageant.
Well,
Second runner-up,
Lisa's
missed
married
nothing.
to Frank, and then she wouldn't say, "I take the veto."
Go ahead, Tim. Tim, what you
Unless
got?
that's his middle name. No.
2 things. One is I do. And the second one is till death do us part, because I didn't expect to live this long.
Yeah.
Okay.
One, I do. 2, I'm the boss.
What about you, Paul?
Something you shouldn't say at a wedding.
I did.
Hey, your mother's kind of hot.
What about you, Carlo?
Something you shouldn't say at a wedding.
Is that you or me?
No. Where did I put my little black book? I don't know.
Priest is reading it.
I have to say the funniest best man speech I ever heard in my life, where, wait, I got to get this straight. There was a best man, and he was saying, when you married each other for better or for worse, he couldn't do any better and she couldn't do any worse.
Well, you guys are great, though. You get married and then you step on the glass. There goes the DNA.
That's so funny.
Gisela?
What the worst thing you would say at a wedding was, after you get married, realize I shouldn't have.
That's not
You
saying
have a
something. That's
regret.
doing
You
something.
tell the guy. You tell the guy. I
No, that's
don't
not
wanna be with
the
you.
that's not the
Yeah.
worst thing you should say. That's actually the best thing
The
because you're
best
dealing
thing
with
you
the
should say.
truth.
Right.
Right.
Just get it out there instead
What's
of
your
holding
name
it
again?
in. No.
Yeah.
How long does it take to do an
It's
annulment?
funny. Do you know, like, well, this happened to me on my wedding. I got married in 1995, Brooklyn, Our Lady of Grace. And I walked down the aisle, my freaking snooty Italian family. Now, first of all, I was a fat bride. Like, really, I'm still fat, but I was like size 22 at that. So I married a really skinny, tall guy. And my great aunt says, and people heard her, like the video camera even captured it in Italian. She said it. She goes, "Chi da grossa si maritava chi drosico, chi drosico, chi da grossa," meaning
write
that
that
the
down.
fat
Say it
girl
again.
got
Say it
married
again.
to the skinny guy, and then the skinny sister got married to the fat guy, which was my sister. So, and then as I'm walking, that same bitch aunt touches my freaking wedding gown as I'm walking down the aisle to see what material is made out of.
What was that, Ziarina or
No,
Zianucci?
Zia Lydia. This
She
was
wanted to
my
make
grandmother's
doilies.
God.
She wanted to make doilies for the couch.
I freaking hated that lady so much. So when I got pregnant, like 5 years later with my daughter, I said to my grandfather, no, I am not inviting her because if she touches my daughter's freaking christening dress, I will fucking kill her.
F-bombs.
Seriously. No, I mean, because that's how crazy they are. And that was something that she shouldn't have said.
How about you, Artie? What was something you wouldn't say at a wedding?
Something I wouldn't say at a wedding.
Something you shouldn't say.
I shouldn't have invited my girlfriend.
There's my kumar. And I'm like,
She's not as hot as I thought she was.
Oh, God.
Something you should not say at a wedding.
I'm attracted to your brother.
Let's see. Wait, who's saying?
That you
Anybody?
would say, yeah, at a wedding. At
Wait,
your
the
own
bride
wedding.
or the groom? Oh, at your
yeah,
own
at your
wedding?
own wedding. Well, you should not say it. At your own.
I think I drank too much last night.
Should I tell her about the
Yeah, right.
the bachelor party?
That's right. The bachelorette party that I went to, and that was the guy talking.
Now, the second inquiring mind is, tell me something that made you laugh this week.
I laugh all the time.
I know you do, but it has to be funny.
I laugh all the time.
So go ahead, you start. You laugh all the time.
I don't
Go.
know. I don't know. I have to think.
You have all those videos you shared. One of them had to be funny.
Yeah, I'm always laughing. I'm always laughing. I don't know. I always see funny things. So I don't know.
Well,
Yeah. Now he's being serious while he's trying to find out something laughing.
It'd be easy to say why I did
What's so
laugh.
serious
doesn't
about being
happen
la-
often.
What didn't I laugh at would be easy.
What's so serious about having a sense of humor?
Right? What about you,
That's
Tim?
funny.
Believe it or not, I was telling a friend of mine a joke I wrote years ago, and it busts me up to this day. I told him I was writing a book about Jackie Robinson. It's called A Knee Grows in Brooklyn.
He'll be here all week, folks.
I did write that. I was
Gotta love
busting
him.
up.
Okay,
Oh, my
let me cross off the black audience.
Well,
Oh my God. What about you, Lisa? Nothing made you laugh this week?
No.
Except us.
Yes.
Except
Now.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight.
All right,
There
Tonight.
you go. She needed us.
Yes.
They both
I
needed
did.
us.
Yes.
Lift their spirits.
She could have had a V8 though.
I could have.
You smoke, Lee?
I do.
Bad, bad.
I know.
No, no.
Now I'm
we're
gonna have to
stop.
spank you.
Can't trick.
That's
I
why
do
she
enjoy-
spanked you. Your daughter was spanking you. You little biatch.
What's that?
You holding out.
Oh, right. That was funny.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's the funny thing.
That's the
I didn't hear
funny
a
thing
thing.
she did.
Oh.
I didn't even hear.
She actually took the cigarette out of my
Out of your
pack.
mouth.
put it
Oh
in her
my
mouth.
God.
Dog's mouth. I
See
told
that?
you something
Vito, I
funny
mean,
happened
Frank.
with
That's right. You said it before.
Forget about it. That's what she was talking about.
That's what she was talking about with the cigarette.
You know what? And my license plate says, I just know.
I
I swear to God.
That is awesome.
That's
Is
right.
it true that the spirit goes into the animals at times? Would they be the presence being around for them?
That's a lower ascension, right? It's a
Yeah,
lower-
Yeah,
they
no,
see
no, a
spirits.
deceased spirit won't go into the spirit
But
of an
can this
animal. That's
animal see
going
the
back.
spirit?
Thank God.
You work
That
your way
was-
up.
yeah.
You
No,
work
they
your way
don't.
up.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not like
energy,
a
though,
spirit.
right?
Huh?
They feel their energy.
They build their energy.
But
yeah.
can the animal
but
see
do
the
they
spirit?
become? Oh, the
Oh,
animal.
yes, they do.
Oh, your dog's 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because she's barking at nothing. Rah,
Yes,
rah, rah, rah,
yes,
rah, 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 rah.
constantly.
Just ask the son of Sam. He'll tell you.
That's
Oh.
right.
I was afraid I was going to end up as a sheep with a Greek shepherd, man.
Don't try to pull
You
a wool
know-
over my eyes.
Yeah.
You're gonna see your dog literally crap right on the carpet.
Well, that's-
because when she sees your daughter, it's like, oh, she
Oh,
saw
yeah,
her
she
again.
goes nuts.
She shit on
Yeah.
me.
That's like the old.
You're gonna
joke.
see her. Your dog normally doesn't go to the bathroom in the house, right? She's very. Or
Yeah, no, she does.
She
No, but
does?
she goes in her little area. But
you're gonna see her go out of her area though.
yeah, she has.
You see? Yeah.
What is that, ringworm or
She
something?
That's like she was the crap was scared out of her.
Yeah.
My
I-
second wife used to hate when I dragged
I
my
do
anus
believe she
across
gets
the
scared
carpet.
when she sees it.
Yeah, when
does.
she skis. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why that's what
'Cause
she's showing.
She pulls back.
We have
But
another
she
caller.
said it's so damn cute. I don't care.
Yeah.
She's so damn cute. I don't
She
care.
is cute.
She could break all the laws. It's okay.
Hi, you're on the air with Artie Hoffman.
With the Yenta.
Hi, Bella. Don't tell him who I am.
Okay, I won't.
Mom?
No, it's not Mom. But what can you tell me about me, Artie?
You're a secret.
I'm guessing female.
What are you getting from me? You just spoke to a young lady before. What are you getting from me?
What am I getting from
Well,
you?
give us
I
something.
told you. It's like you need to ask a question. You know, it's like when I'm on the radio, I say, all right, give me a specific question so I can give you a specific
Okay, baby. Okay, sweetheart. All right.
Oh, I know.
Hold on a
All right,
second.
so-
Hold on. Let me see if I could indulge.
He's getting something, which is more than I got on the first date.
Indulge. Did you just go to a very expensive restaurant? You went to a restaurant, or somebody treated you to a restaurant, or you treated somebody to a very elaborate dinner of some sort?
No, but that maybe a year ago. But go ahead.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Okay, that's exactly. With the extra cheese. That's what I saw extra about it.
Yeah.
Supersized.
No.
Wait, hold on.
What are you getting spiritually about me?
Spiritually. Honestly, I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I'm feeling like a block right now.
Okay, baby. I'll give you this. We're a lot alike.
We're a lot alike.
Is this Kreskin?
This is the Jersey Shore Angel, baby.
The Jersey Shore Angel, baby.
Snooki?
There you go.
Yeah.
Hold
Not
on.
Snooki.
It's Maureen.
Oh my God.
Armed Forces Radio. We got the
dear.
Maureen's
Oh,
on with
my
us.
God, we got
How
on
you
the
doing,
show
Maureen?
today. I was going to have you my guest, and we could do a tag team.
That would be awesome.
This is
That
a
would be awesome.
family-rated show. There'll be no tag team.
Wait. Did I? Wait.
If
Did
you
I?
want
Wait.
to read me, go ahead.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead, by all means.
Did I or did I not say at the very beginning? I said I have a hard time reading people
Yes,
who
you
are
did.
readers.
Yes.
Because they say they want me to, but there's a
Conflict
part
of
that's
interest.
blocked.
Plus, she does her readings in Braille.
Because-
That's
Makes it even
right.
tougher.
So there you go, Maureen.
Yeah.
You know, it's really wait. That's very
But
funny.
you know
'cause rub
something,
your-
Artie? You know something?
What?
And you just made my sister very happy. Thank you. Everything I said to her, you said, which is strange. That was Sharon that you were talking about. That Kathy came through.
Right.
That was my sister Kathleen. You bring through.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that you told Sharon she's right where the music she should be.
That's-
And Kathy would say the same thing, Sharon. Stop being criticize yourself and enjoy it and embrace it. You said everything I told her today.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were here
Very
today.
good.
They were actually in the
Maureen,
studio.
I'm a spiritualist
Hold it
too.
up.
They call me the amazing foreskin.
Oh my God.
He's a foot long.
What do we...
Oh, here.
Artie, you ought to be on my show, baby. Get off that Howard Stern stuff.
Oh, I love you so much.
I'll go on your show.
Love and light. Well, but I mean, brother, what do you see for me? Because I know I can't read myself. What do you see for me?
What do I see for you? Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second.
Obviously, a very expensive dinner.
That's right. A very.
Yeah, Artie's
wait.
taking me.
Did you set yourself up to do like a dinner show? Did you set yourself
I
up to?
might be doing a fundraiser, yes, for a little girl, yes.
Okay. All right. Because I see. Actually, you're going to get something out of that other than just what you're doing. There's going to be somebody in the audience that's going to really like you, and it's going to lead you into another project.
It's a stalker.
Guy by the name of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, well, I am Sharon's backup singer for the Carpenters.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Project is code
I
word for
play
an
the
affair.
So you won't be having no big dinner then.
The project is
You'll
code word for
enjoy
an
the
affair.
last meal.
So you're the backup singer for the Carpenters. I guess you do the molding?
No, she's got the best job. Oh, she's got the hard
Poor
part. I don't
Maureen.
want
She
that part.
finally calls in our show and she gets
Right.
roasted.
Oh, that's right. The Dean Martin
You
roast.
better be treating my girl right there, Bella. They giving you a hard time, baby.
No,
She
I'm
is the
good. I
greatest.
got the whip.
Yeah.
Let's get to the third question.
Woo,
Whips and
sexy.
chains.
That's right.
What was
Rock
that?
that
Sticks
whip,
and stones
baby.
may break my
Look at
bones,
that.
but whips and chains excite me.
Artie, I'm so glad you got on the show. But let's do
Thank
one
you.
together, man. We can
Hey,
do
call me. Call me. Have your people call my people. No, call me.
I'll give you the number.
Just don't
Love-
call,
it. All
collect.
my people.
That's
and,
right.
What was I gonna say? Oh my God, don't
Could have been
forget.
anything.
When we get up to the new station, see, Doc G will tell you everything I told him when I first came aboard this radio station came true. So ask Doc G, he'll tell you everything.
Doc G.
Oh, yeah, well, I
Gotcha.
believe Gene.
AKA Papa
Gene
Smurf.
Pirro, our trusted engineer, who's asleep right now.
I see something on you though, Artie.
Uh-oh.
You saw something what?
Artie, I'm getting something on you.
Doing cross readings
Go
now.
ahead.
Now we're doing
Go
cross
ahead.
readings.
It's called Impetigo.
Go ahead. I
Are
showed you
gonna
mine.
be
Now show me
appearing
yours.
in Atlantic City?
I'm sorry?
She said yes. Go
Are
ahead.
you going to appear in Atlantic City?
Yes.
I see that coming up.
That's awesome.
That's where the Holy
wait,
Craps
are
came
you
from.
talking? Wait, are you talking Hard Rock Casino or are you talking an Italian restaurant?
An Italian restaurant.
Angelo's.
Valentina.
Ducktown Tavern.
I am. No, I am. It's almost sold out too. I'm performing at Valentina's restaurant in Northfield, New Jersey.
Oh,
Cool,
right.
cool.
Oh,
And-
right.
and-
Hey, and who's Rose? Artie Rose?
Rose, there she goes. That's my grandmother.
Thank you. Because she's always around you?
Yeah, she is. She
Sweet
is.
lady. Sweet
Yeah,
lady.
she's
He
got-
keeps trying to lose her, but she keeps catching up.
she keeps.
All right,
She's a-
well, I'm going to let you guys go. Artie,
All right,
have a great
Maureen,
show.
we love you.
my
You're
life to you,
beautiful.
brother.
Thank you.
Love
Yeah,
you.
definitely
Sis.
call me.
Love you, sis.
Call
Love
me,
you,
Artie.
Hamilton Radio.
Go ahead.
And
Artie
we're
Hoppin
going to do a
at
show together.
Gmail.
Artie, we're going to rock it out.
You got it, baby.
Bye.
I look forward to
Bye,
rocking
Artie.
it with
Love
you.
ya.
What's the third question?
All right,
Giselle?
let's,
Oh,
we
the
got to
third
speed
question.
it up a little bit.
All
here.
right. What's one thing you wish you can instill on the younger generation,
Oh, that's
like
easy.
the millennials?
That's easy.
Common sense.
I know.
Common sense.
My mind is history. The history of
History.
everything, because they don't know anything that happened before them. They don't care. They don't want to know.
Yeah.
History of everything: music, movies, TV, books, anything you can think of.
Well,
History.
you know what? I'm half of that. Whatever endeavor or field they're going to get into, know your predecessors.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're going to be a comedian and you don't know who Don Rickles is, you should just quit.
Right. No, you're right.
Gotta know the history of
Absolutely.
things.
What about you, Tim?
Think some things I could impress these people with, huh?
Instill.
How to wipe
No,
the
not
John
impressed.
Contre-
Like
Instill.
that you wish that
Instill
they
in
had.
them.
You want to instill in them.
Something I could
Not
instill in them.
yourself.
I mean, I love music more than anything, so
Right.
I would say tune into classic rock.
Okay.
You know, because the stuff I hear today, it's not for
It's
me.
the same thing. Teach them the history.
Tune into classic rock with the Eggman.
Oh, that's
Weekdays
right.
from 12 to 3.
67
about-
degrees
Kasem.
and
I-
the cloudy
I always wanted to
skies
meet
in
Casey
Robbinsville, New
Kasem.
Jersey.
What about you, Lise?
I think just to enjoy the youth
Yeah.
Right. Enjoy being a
Everybody's
kid.
trying to
Yeah.
grow up so fast.
so fast.
I used to tell my kids when my kids were little. I used to tell them, enjoy being a kid. Once you become an adult, you're an adult for the
Yeah,
rest of
because
your life.
they always want to be older.
Right. And we all
Vito,
felt
what
like
about
that.
you? I mean, Frank. Just kidding.
Put the phone down and learn how to communicate.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Socialize.
Artie,
Learn to be a
we
good
are in
socialite.
such a
I would
hurry.
like to instill
Oh,
the old-fashioned respect.
Frank, we have a
That
rule
they don't-
in my
they don't
house.
have
When we
anymore.
go out to dinner, everybody puts their phones in the middle of the table. No
Good.
one, whoever picks them up has to pay the bill.
Good.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Old-fashioned respect is a power
Yeah,
strip
like
to the
common
butt.
courtesy. Like this morning, I went to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and there's a woman there doing a license for her daughter. Her daughter was maybe like 17 years old and was getting frustrated with the woman behind the counter, and she told her to shut up, like that. So the lady didn't address the daughter. She looked at the mom. And she's like, "You're gonna let your daughter talk to me like that?" She goes, "Well, she's having a bad day."
Tough.
And I was like, "This is the problem.
Yeah.
This
Wel-
is the freaking problem."
Welcome to the world.
Like, is it, you know, like, I don't
Be
care how old
kind.
you are, have respect for people, you know, and you're gonna learn from your parents. So if you're gonna be disrespectful, obviously you learn from someone.
What
So
I would want
they're
to
allowing
instill
that.
is to be grateful for all what you have and don't feel entitled.
Right.
Yes.
And to
So-
appreciate and to feel gratitude.
Yep.
I saw a bumper sticker one time and it said, hire a teenager while they still know everything.
Gisela, I redact my answer. My answer would be don't be in such a hurry to lose your innocence because you'll
Well,
mourn its
that's true.
passing the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's true.
What about you, Doc G? I feel that the universe is everybody is one and we're all. Artie, did someone
God.
introduce you to Sandy? That's Gene's lovely bride. If you want to ask him a question, Sandy, feel free to go ahead.
She might not want to know the answer.
If you ask him if you're gonna
You know
get
what?
lucky.
I want to instill into the young youth and stuff to listen to this radio show. That's what I want to
Please.
instill in them.
Oh, and still away.
And beat the hell out of them until they actually start
She has
listening.
a crush
Right.
on Rick Springfield.
Oh, yes.
She wants to talk about her.
Put the mic on. How about
Put
that?
the mic on. Dude. You're an engineer.
dad.
There we go. What?
Yeah, I keep asking him to show up in my dreams, you know, but I don't know. I just.
The reason why people don't see people who they want to see within their dreams or to have more signs is because you haven't come to an acceptance. That's a lot of it. It's just you're still mourning, even though you feel like, no, I'm okay. You know, I'm not old, but you haven't come to an. Everybody else, they'll visit everybody else because there's no blockage, but you have this subconscious block, and that's why
Yeah.
they haven't been coming. But I keep seeing a fire engine around your dad.
That's, yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, Maureen has seen people too. My dad was a volunteer fireman.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
When I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you
Hitting
see
it out of
what-
the
I'm
park.
getting
Yeah.
chills like
I'm
left,
telling
right,
ya.
up, down
He's the
tonight.
baby
Woo!
of the
Bottom of
circus.
the ninth, baby.
Houston.
Bases loaded. We're down by 3. Let me in the box,
He's
baby.
the
That's
Babe
my
Ruth
third
of
goosebumps of
psychics.
the night.
Yeah.
Can you see what color the fire
Oh, your
engine
dad
is?
just told me to tell you that he does love you with all his heart, and he's very proud of you. And he says, don't take me, you not being able to see me as that, you know, I don't love you or I don't care about you. He said, sweetheart, I do. He goes, you just haven't been ready for it. You haven't been ready for me. That's all. He says, but he says, I'll appear when it happens. And then when you see me walk through the door, you'll be dead on the other side with me.
Dad is very wise.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I have one other question too. I mean, there's been
I didn't
certain-
study, but you could ask.
Okay. Now, you know, about my mom. I mean, I assume that different noises that she's hearing in the house, you know, is him. You know.
Could be.
She's maybe more into.
Yeah, sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no. Sometimes she'll jump to conclusions, and other times it is legitimate. You know.
Yeah, because there has been knocking.
That's where his energy.
Yeah,
That's where his energy
You know,
was.
when I'm hearing the song by Tony Orlando and Dawn,
Knock three times. Yeah.
on the ceiling.
We have someone.
But you're gonna hear knocking on the pipes or knocking on the walls, but really it's like extreme, but not like all of a sudden like from a wind or something. Like sometimes she'll like she has a habit of now over exaggerating situations.
Yeah.
However, there has been a couple of times, but now she made those couple of times, made it every time is a something, but that's not the case.
When my father always used to be, our basement was his den. He'd watch TV down there, and he always clearing his throat all the time. When he died, for a month later, we could still hear him clearing his throat downstairs.
Yeah.
And my mother said, "I said, Mother, you hear that?" She goes, "I hear it all the time. He's here." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay."
All right, one of our listeners wants to know. Her name is Mary DeFury. She wants to ask you about orbs. What do you feel about orbs?
Yeah, orbs is a very gentle way of your loved ones showing themselves to you. It's not the camera, it's not the lighting, but that's literally your loved ones visiting you. But there are times, as a matter of fact, what I'll say to you is that you are going, there's going to be a time where one of you are going to be taking a selfie picture, and within the picture, you will see your daughter's face faintly appear within the picture. And it will just happen spontaneously. It will happen when you least expect it. It might even happen within one of her friends, but you will see her face appear. And I'm getting chills in my spine right now, and that's why. And this is your daughter telling me,
I'm getting chills all
"You
over my
better
body."
freaking believe it."
Gene, turn the heat up.
We didn't
You bet-
we didn't
she
pay the
just said,
heating
"You
bill.
better believe it." But she will make herself appear in a selfie, and it's not. But it will be a very, very faint picture, and you're gonna go, "Oh my God!" And I believe it's gonna be right by a window. Either it's like taking a picture of a car, and like within the car you'll see through the window, or you're taking a picture of a house, and like within one of the windows you'll see her appear. And I'm getting chills again. Whew.
I know you're
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
getting a
definitely-
lot of freaking chills
Yeah.
here.
Want me to close the window?
Yeah.
We didn't pay the heating
This is
bill.
not Amityville.
Well, she
I'm
would
just
want to
saying.
be in the picture, that's for sure. She would.
11701.
No, but she's gonna make herself known. She says, "But Mom, just know."
I'm going to tell you something.
You have the picture already.
No.
Oh,
No.
I'm getting nervous.
No, she made the front page
Oh, wow.
cool.
of the paper.
Oh, wow.
With
Oh,
my
Staten Island. I
stories.
haven't
This
seen
is-
Staten
This is
Island
what I'm
Advance
saying.
in
She,
Wow.
I believe what you're saying because she will definitely come and make herself known.
That's today's.
No. This was a while
No.
ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you dropped something too.
But there's
Staten
going to be a
Island
time where one of you, it's going to happen so fast. You're going to, when you look up into the clouds, one of you will see a cloud in the perfect shape of a heart, and that will be her design love to you.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
That is.
Yep, it's very nice.
Now, Lisa, you said that you guys just had a fundraiser at Angelina's. Now, is there any plans to do something else?
Yes, I'm going to have one every year for her birthday.
Oh, good.
Please let us know. I
I
want to get involved.
I will. Maybe
Yeah.
you guys could come too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would
If
love
you like,
to.
we'll sponsor.
I
it.
just
Yes,
did a
I would
show
love
there.
that.
I
remember?
could do a fundraiser
I just
for
did
you
a show
guys.
there.
Oh,
remember?
you could?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a fundraiser for you
Oh, I
guys.
would love it.
Oh, that would be
It'll
great.
be fun.
And-
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Absolutely.
I just did a show there like a couple months ago.
You want to do liar, liar?
Pants on
I have
fire?
trivia. I have what I did today because I have Artie and Lisa in. I only did 7 and 8. So I have 7 trivia, 8 liar.
We'll hold the trivia till next week because we only got 15 minutes left. Artie, I know you have to do your own show at 9:30. You're welcome to do it here live if you want.
Really?
Yes, Gene, you don't mind, right?
What, right?
Yeah. Let's see, that's why Gene is.
Wow.
I don't care.
And he's
I
not
don't
on the
have to go
spot.
home and clean black mold off my walls.
The Jersey Shore Angel said she would also do one for you.
Yes, you could do
Oh,
it
that
live.
would
You
be
could
wonderful.
just, post something about your listeners. Gene will give you the link, and you could do it live here. And
Artie, you see a lot of money around me?
What's what, doing mine?
A lot of money?
Yeah, you're standing in the
Piles?
bank.
Oh, I got to tell you something interesting with money. And it's a true story. I just did a party a couple of weeks ago, and the lady who I was reading for, who came to the party, she says, "Artie, you read for me 2 years ago, and you were right about something." I go, "What's that?" She says, "You told me that I need to play the lottery because you saw me winning a lot of money." And she goes, "But I never play the lottery." I told her, "I never play the lottery. And even after you told me to play the lottery, I still haven't played the lottery." She goes, "But 6 months later was my birthday. And my daughter and my son-in-law bought me
Tickets.
5 $2 tickets.
Right.
And on the first scratch off that I got, I won $50,000.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Why can't I get those?
All those numbers?
I'm going to tell you a story.
37,
a quick
25,
story
49,
about,
18, and 7. But don't tell me I didn't tell you nothing. I'm just saying.
about Maureen. I had a dream about my grandfather, which I got yelled at from my mother about this dream. It's a dream. I'm dreaming. But my grandfather passed away 5 years ago after I left my husband. And because I come from such a strict Italian upbringing, my whole family pretty much disowns me and stopped speaking to me. So I'm living in Jersey.
Wait, because you converted to Judaism?
No,
What?
because I left my husband.
Oh, wow.
Because I had to be a good Italian girl.
You know,
Stay.
divorce is not allowed in the Italian.
So,
Wow.
anyhow, so I'm living in Jersey 5 years. My grandfather passed away. Nobody even called me to tell me except one of my second cousins at the wake notices I'm not there and says, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Where am I? I'm in Jersey." She goes, she goes, "Why aren't you here?" I go, "Where are you?" She goes, "I'm in Cusamanarusa." I'm like, what happened? She goes, "Your grandfather died." And I almost flipped out. I remember driving. He was nervous because now I'm like, my grandfather was like my father. I loved him to no end. But anyway, I had a dream about him not too long ago. And I put on, I tell my mother I had a dream about my grandfather. He was driving. The dream started, my ex-father-in-law was in the kitchen with my ex-sister-in-law and brother-in-law. And he falls on the floor. And I'm like, "Oh, my God, Dad, are you okay?" And then I hear in the other room, my grandfather, like, looking at me. So I'm like, "Oh, my God, my grandfather's here." But, I knew he was dead. So I go in, I look at my grandfather, and I walk in. He's like, "I'm here." So I'm like, "Okay." So as I'm saying I'm here, my father-in-law, a big thump, go back inside. And now, for some reason, I end up outside. And my grandfather goes, "You want to come with me?" And I says, "No, I'm not going to come with you. I'm going to walk." I said, "All right." So he goes, he gets his car. All of a sudden, I see this beautiful red sports car drive by. It's my grandfather. And he slows down, rolls down the window. He's like, looks at me, and I go, "You know what? I think I will come with you." So I went in the car. This is the part my mother yells at me. "Why'd you get in the car? You're going to die."
Yeah, did he offer
the
you any
whole
candy
freaking thing.
first?
No, I
Okay.
mean, that was that. I went in the car with him, and we just drove away. That was my dream. So, I put it on Facebook because after my mother said that, blaming me for a stupid dream, whatever. And Maureen's like, "Call me." And I says, "Well, I can't afford you. She's like, "I didn't ask you for money. Call me." So she called, I called her, we spoke, and she believes that my grandfather is proud of me for making the decision to leave an unhappy marriage and start a whole life, on my own, all that stuff. And he's not going to leave my side because he knows I'm not 100% where I need to be yet. And I do feel like his presence and stuff like that, which is strange, but and it's
You do
not
feel
strange.
them.
I do feel his presence.
You know when they're there.
I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna give you a lot of closure, and this is the truth. All right, when people get married, you can't promise anybody the future. You hope that you could live for the future. So whether you make a promise to your partner and to God. So according to the religious aspect, there's a religious aspect and a spiritual aspect. According to religion, till death do you part, till one of you physically dies, till death do you part.
Right.
The spiritual true meaning behind those words, till death do you part, is when your heart dies, if your heart dies in the relationship, till death do you part. Because God wants everyone to be happy. Because there are people who want to remain the same, stay stuck in those years, and someone else wants to grow. So, who's to say? And it's not that one person's right or one person's wrong. It's like you like what you like, they like what they like, and that's perfectly fine. It's when people stop accepting one another for who they are, and I want you to be how I want you to be, like me, not like you. And then that's where the fun begins with
Yeah.
all the fighting and all that other stuff. And that's the problem.
You're
Well,
good.
that dream that she had was better than the one where she dreamed that Lou Ferrigno was trying to kidnap her.
Well, she was green with Evie. Green with Emmy.
All right.
The reason why his shirt ripped, because she ripped it off him.
All right, so Artie and Lisa, this is what's going to happen. This is a game called Liar, Liar, and what happens is Gisella's going to tell you something, and we have to decide whether she's telling the truth. Is it a fact or is it a
It's
lie?
a fact, Jack, or liar, liar, pants on
Right.
fire.
All right, so let's start the intro.
Well, I'm not a crook. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That would have been me.
Pants on fire, liar, liar, pants on fire, liar, liar, pants on fire, lie, 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 lie.
All right. Take
Kind
it
of
away.
ends abruptly. She
There you
drove.
go.
Okay, sorry about that. All
Dead
right.
air, just what we
Reese Witherspoon has 2 pet donkeys.
Liar, liar.
And they're both in air.
It's
Oh,
on
no
fire.
fucking way.
I accept it. Hey, hey, we're the donkey.
You say liar, liar.
No,
I
I
say
accept
liar.
it.
You say
I say liar,
Yeah.
liar.
I
And you?
say no way.
Liar, liar.
Okay, it's true. And their
What the hell's she
names
doing with
are
two donkeys?
Honky and Tonky.
What the hell's she doing with donkeys?
Making videos.
Who's the real ass?
Hey, don't make a jackass out of me.
Okay,
donkeys.
ready? Scoobert is the real first name of Scooby-Doo.
No.
I say no.
Liar.
I say liar, liar.
Oh, no
Liar.
fucking way.
Oh, it's true, of course. It's Tracy.
What about
watch
you,
it.
Oh, you know your
Paul?
stuff.
I say liar, liar.
What about you?
Lie.
You?
You know, Scooby, it sounds like a nickname, but I have to say liar, liar.
It's true.
Oh,
You got it
come
right.
on.
Yeah.
I am the Eggman. They are the Eggmen.
I know, I
All
know a guy
right,
named
ready?
Schubert, but not Scoobert.
Shaggy's real name is Shagarath.
Well, now that's got to
No,
be
actually,
liar, liar.
it was Luke Katz.
It actually wasn't that.
Lugats.
Who got?
I'm going to say liar, liar.
Me too. I say
Liar, liar.
Yeah, this one's the lie. I knew that one.
And
by
you?
heart.
I'll say true to this one, but it's probably wrong. But
Yep.
Liar.
Liar. It's a lie. His real name is Norville.
Yeah, you went too far with the Scooby-Doo stuff.
Oh, what's his middle name? Deborah?
Scooby-Doo
Oh,
Papa.
no
Look at it.
fucking way.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
That
Belgium,
sounds like Frank Sinatra.
Just a bit.
Scooby-Doo.
Belgium issued postage stamps that smelled and tasted like,
Like waffles.
chocolate.
Oh.
I'll say that's true.
I'll say
I
it's
would
true.
say-
I say
True.
fact's a fact, Jack.
It's a fact, Jack?
That's the fact, Jack.
That's the fact, Jack.
Yeah.
True.
It is true.
I thought you were going to say waffles.
Not only
though,
did
you know?
he do that, but he also made them in 5 different types.
And one was
That's
Flemish.
the fact, Jack.
Okay, ready? It's illegal in Victoria, Australia to change a light bulb unless you are a qualified electrician. The penalty for doing so is $10.
I didn't
I
know.
say that's
I
true.
didn't know light bulbs could
I'll say
urinate.
in some
That's a
strange
fact,
way
Jack.
that's true.
That's probably
Yeah,
a blue
I
law.
say
It's probably a
true,
blue
too.
law. It's probably true.
Yeah.
That's the fact, Jack.
True?
It's a money-making
True.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
True.
It's false.
Can I just say something
you
really
made
quick?
it sound
Yeah.
so
I just want
believable.
to say something really quick. What's the difference between a light bulb and a pregnant woman?
You can unscrew a light bulb.
Exactly.
What's the difference between a gynecologist and a proctologist? 1 inch.
All right.
In the words of my grandfather,
Oi.
he gave me some wisdom. He said, "Don't get your dick caught in your watch pocket."
Oh my God. All right. The Chevy Nova sold poorly in Mexico because the word Nova means no-go in Spanish.
No, Nova means new. Doesn't it mean new moon or new
Nova
something?
means novia.
think it
what-
mean- I don't
No,
think
it
it
means
means-
no-go.
It does.
Yes.
And there's
Does
a
it?
mad
No,
rush
no.
to buy them now as the wall goes up too.
No, I
I say no.
No, it's true.
False?
It means
True.
Nova. It's true.
I say
say
no
true.
way.
wait. Are
Yeah.
you saying? Wait. The question is.
The question was the
Why they didn't
Chevy
sell in
Nova
Mexico.
sold poorly in Mexico because the word Nova means no-go
No-go.
in Spanish.
So you say, the question is if they sold poorly in Mexico.
Yes.
No. Did they sell poorly in Mexico? Yes. Was it because of the name? No.
I say no. Right. I say liar, liar.
Liar, liar.
No, it's true.
I
You?
say true too.
And you, Carlo?
I say
Nova.
Say
No
forget
way.
about
And
it.
you?
I said
Forget
forget about it.
It's false.
Yeah.
Although the translation
Oh,
is
no
accurate,
fucking
it actually
way.
sold really.
Do you remember that Edie
Good.
Gourmet song, Blame It on the Melanoma?
Blame it on the melanoma.
Say Nova,
All
yeah.
right, ready?
Wait, hold on, real quick. Maureen Lynch says that there's a spirit man in that room. Not sure if he's connected to a
I don't know,
guest
but I'm getting
or a
chills.
past
So.
guest named Paulie. Is Paulie ring a bell for anybody?
Yeah, me. It reminds me of me.
Is there a guest here named Paulie?
Or a past guest?
Oh, you remember him, Paul Leo. He had
And
the
then
walker.
we have one of our affiliates in Florida, Artie. His name is Louis Cedeno. He's with DLG Radio Orlando. He says, I think we asked you this earlier, we're all sensitive in some way, and we have the
Yes.
ability to...
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people cover their sensitivity with anger because they can't deal with their sensitivity, so they cover it up with anger.
We all have it. Some people develop it, some people don't.
All right, how
Some
many-
people express
Two
it,
more-
and other
two
people
more-
cover it up
Two
with
more
anger.
questions.
Okay, 2
All
more.
right, the tongue of an adult blue whale is similar in weight to a cow.
Yes.
Yes, I say true.
They're popular in porn videos, that's for sure.
2 trues, you?
True.
Fact,
course it
fact,
is.
it's fact,
True,
Jack.
true.
False.
He got it right. False. It is similar in weight to an elephant.
Well, I'm not ordering the tongue sandwich then, that's for sure.
All right, ready? The last
Artie,
one.
well, if we go to Carnegie,
A s-
I'll have a corned beef sandwich instead.
give me some matzah, Brian. We'll call it even.
It's like the thing that
Awesome.
This
That's
guy.
my favorite food in the whole world is
A
matzo
matzo
brat. Yeah, it
It's
really
like the
is.
tongue that knocked over the Flintstone car.
Our choice of Shecky Green.
a starfish can regrow a lost leg.
True.
Oh yes, that's
Yes, they
true.
regenerate,
When,
yes.
when they have sex, they break it off into
And
the
humans
female.
also regenerate some of their bodies.
We have the gene, but we don't do it. But we
No,
have the
it's
gene.
true on both sides.
Yeah.
Really?
We regenerate skin, obviously.
Well, thank you for playing Liar Liar.
It was
Well,
it was a
I
lot
love
of
him
fun,
named
darling. I
Paulie.
gotta
It's
tell
a
you.
lot of fun.
Artie,
Very good.
Can you pick up one thing about me for real?
He's cold.
Just one.
I'm looking.
Alrighty.
He loves the.
He's
Let
Who.
me
scared.
look at- ooh. See, all right, hold on. Can I pick up one thing on you?
So to
Wait,
speak.
wait, I know. I'm
Ask him a
hearing you.
question, Tim.
Hold on a second.
You like pizza.
Hold on a kid. Are you looking to buy a car or you just bought a car?
No.
Okay, you're going to be doing something in regards to a car dealership. There's something because I'm seeing a car dealership.
Now I'm frightened.
So
Your daughter.
You're selling tires.
it
Congratulations.
has something to do. I'm telling you, I'm seeing
believe
a car,
you.
I'm seeing a car dealership. So there's going to be a purpose or a reason for you to get
The
a
Dunes
car.
need a new
So
car.
now there are times when I read people. It's not just the person who I'm reading, but the person who you're most concerned about, the person who's closest to you. But I'm definitely seeing a car dealership. So you or somebody in your immediate family is going to be purchasing a car like soon.
You're gonna buy me a
It
Suburban.
could be. It's not that I know of, but my younger daughter, she lives in Maryland. She's got like 130,000 on her car. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it could be. You know.
I'm thinking
And
that
for-
you'll do it for your daughter.
Ooh, do me. I'm the only one that hasn't been done yet.
Didn't I? Six, seven, eight.
Oh, you got the matches.
Okay.
That was
thank
an
you.
accident,
Thank
though.
you.
No, it was a
And the
coincidence.
And the
That
cards.
was an accident. That was about
Wait,
me
what
and my
is it with
grandpa.
six? I keep on seeing something with
wrong?
6,
Pete,
7,
there's no
8.
room in
6,
these-
7, 8.
Maureen, there's no room
Anything
in
with
something with
6,
7,
7, 8.
6, 7, 8.
That's just what he's seeing
6,
right
7,
now.
8. 6, 7, 8.
Doesn't ring a bell for
Who
me.
do we appreciate?
Yeah, there's something with 6, 7, 8. I kept on hearing. Watch, it'll probably come out in the lottery. I've given out over 80 winning lottery numbers in my
believe you.
lifetime.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, I'm telling you. No, I don't give out pick 5s and 6s, but I see
Oh my
6,
God,
7,
I
8.
just
I
still
see
have
6,
chills.
7,
I don't
8.
know
Play it straight in box.
Straight in box. You got to play for about a week
And you
to
got
10
to do
days.
a wheel too.
Play for a week.
A week to 10 days.
6 and 8, straight in box
Well,
for
he
a
was
week.
hungry. It says 7, 8, 9.
Well, that's what I tease my son about. Because he's,
Wait,
he'll be
Maureen,
8
there's
years
no
old
room in
tomorrow.
this studio. We got a Joe, a Bobby, and a Robert here. What is this? Like a?
What do you mean you tease your son about what?
He's
I
got-
tease my son about he's going to be 8 tomorrow, so I tease him. I make a joke. I go, "What happened to 9?" And I go 7, 8, 9, but not.
Oh,
7.
6, 7, 8. Oh, that's probably what
I tease
that
him
was
all the
about.
time about
That's
that.
what it.
Yeah.
He goes,
no,
he goes,
get
I
you,
don't
get
get
you.
it. I'm like,
Sandy, are you connected to a Robert?
I have a couple Roberts in my family that.
That's your one is your boyfriend, right? Oh, okay. Sorry, Gene. It's okay, buddy. I forgive you all one.
Ruben, I see.
are the
Ruben, I
world.
see a sandwich in your future.
All right.
Any hair?
So I want to
Is it a
thank.
double decker?
Before Artie goes, I want him to explain a little bit about about your book.
Oh yeah, Angels and Answers.
So I have So I have my book, Angels and Answers, which all of you will get one.
Oh, thank you.
Angels and Answers, and I channeled this book, and it is about angels and saints, and it helps you look at life from a healthy perspective, with through the eyes of spirituality. There's beautiful illustrations and pictures of angels and saints and birds and flowers. It's gorgeous, and I promise you that you're going to think that I wrote this book just for each one of you. But it hits home personally. It's really going to open up your eyes to how you used to think, like being so limited way of thinking, to like oh my god.
I'm
You know,
already
but-
there, so I'm
But
going
it's,
to enjoy
it's-
it.
You're gonna really, you're
Is
gonna
there a
really enjoy
website
it.
if somebody wants to buy it, or?
Yeah, if somebody wants to buy this book, it's on Amazon, and it's called Angels and Answers, and you can go to my website, artiehoffman.com.
2 F's?
2 F's and 1 N, Artie, A-R-T-I-E. And, but like I said, I also do private readings. I do private readings in person and over the phone. I'm in Woodbridge. And I do Artie parties, so I travel all over the state, all over the country.
And you have an event coming up, right? At
And I have an event
Valentina's?
coming up at Valentina's, and that's almost sold out. So if you want to purchase, you got to go to my website, get the number from
I
Valentina's.
think it's $59.
He does private readings.
And you're getting
$59.95.
dinner and everything.
Dinner and
Yeah.
everything. It's a dinner and a show. And so I'm going to be also performing not performing, but doing readings in Tom's River, and also doing
wonderful.
readings in Ocean City.
Well, he
So again,
lives
go to
in
my website, my events page and stuff. So, but it's really
Absolutely.
cool.
When you do
And I'm-
private readings, you charge by the hour, or you charge by the reading? How does that work?
I charge by the reading. I charge like, whether it be 15 minutes, a half hour, 45 minutes, and an hour.
Okay.
And then some people are a day and a half.
They're a long story.
That's right. Oh yes, I like to book an hour. Trust me, I know this. You need a day and a half at least.
I do private listenings.
So, but thank you so much for having me on.
Artie, it's our
Right, that was
pleasure.
really
And,
cool.
anytime you want to stop in, I just want to remind everybody, next week is our 3-year anniversary party.
Yeah,
We're
anybody-
going to have
everybody's
a lot
invited.
of celebrities checking in to say congratulations. So,
And
Anybody
you're all
wants-
welcome to come
Anybody
into
wants
the
to come in, come
studio.
in.
Absolutely.
Last party we had like
Open
40
invite.
people in here.
Yeah.
oh my
Really?
God, yeah. Our
Do
Christmas
me
party.
a favor. Just read that small piece within
Sure.
my book.
Okay, this is the foreword?
No,
Let
it's
Tim
not the
read it.
forward.
Let Tim read it.
Oh,
Just
okay, go
read
ahead.
that.
Let Tim
Go ahead.
read it.
No, let Carlo read it.
All right.
Okay.
It's called It Makes Me Laugh. It makes me laugh when people tell me they don't believe in God. I say to them, so when your kid sneezes, instead of saying God bless, you what do you say? Better luck next time. I like that.
Carlo, let's get the URL for Nicolette's Dream out there one more time.
Yes,
too.
Yes.
it's nicolettesdream.org, and it's run by Lisa Ciavola. And listen, guys, there's so many people out there that are having problems, and this foundation, it's at least it's about mental awareness and education.
Everything.
Everything.
It's a support group, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah, so please support her in any way you can. Even if you're not, listen, everybody's having financial problems right now, but if you can, donate. If you can't, share it to somebody that you might donate and get the word out there for nicolettesdream.org.
Share it at all the
Well, it's on
platforms. Share it-
Facebook, Nicolette Stream.
but
Also,
share it-
all the
share it
information's
all-
on Facebook.
Share it on all the platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, please, by all means, go on Facebook. And don't forget to check out artiehoffman.com. He was a stellar guest. And,
Stellar.
And,
Ooh.
and
Stellar.
plug in your
Gotta write that
radio
down.
show. You have a radio
Oh yeah,
show
I have a
too.
Facebook Live show every Sunday night. Every Sunday night I do free readings for the public as my appreciation.
Oh, wow.
And I do free readings Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time for 1 hour. So people could, type in their questions. And I have a lovely assistant, Kerry. And she
From the
reads all
prom?
the
From the
questions.
prom?
That's right.
Yeah, and that's how I got
Exactly.
him on the show because he answered
From
his
there.
question,
Wow,
and I
what-
said, "Would you come to my show?" And he said, "Yeah." And I go, "Oh my God, this is so
Oh, that's
cool."
the
So it's
website
really
you're putting
cool.
up, Gene?
Yeah.
Because all these pictures of her daughter is flashing over the screen. I got scared.
Yeah.
No, I thought maybe something happened.
Hey, listen, I don't mean to be rude. I got to go
Yes,
into my
we
radio
gotta
show.
do that.
though.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right.
Thank
Nice
you,
meeting
Artie.
you.
It's
It
been
was
an
a
honor.
pleasure, everybody. It was
Thank
a
All
great
right. I
pleasure.
want to thank Lisa and Artie and everybody.
you
We'll
so
see you
much.
all
Oh,
next
thank
week.
you. Thank you very much.
This is the Animal House Radio Show.
Woohoo!